doing this because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been quacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourselves.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the gigs in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh, my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you, Larry.
Lollygaggers. Diamond dogs have struck again.
Real freak.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3, Benchwarmers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
The Basement Benchwarmers Podcast back from vacation. And before we start tonight, I just want to tell you guys something. No matter what they say about us, nobody in this room is turds. Nobody in here is a turd. Just so you know, you guys keep your chins up. Chins. That's why I said chins.
I'm guessing that was your Dan Campbell.
Yeah, that's what.
I didn't even know, but I figured that's what it was.
Watch my kneecaps.
So we're gonna start out this week's show as usual. How everybody's 2 week. It's been 2 weeks almost. So 2 weeks. It's actually been 2 weeks. So how did your 2 weeks go? We'll start with Ed as usual.
I'm gonna tell you, I actually almost really was late. What in the shit? Back on hiatus. Let's go back on hiatus. So I'm almost late. I stop at McDonald's. I'm gonna tell you guys this. I pull up and I'm like, okay, I want a Big Mac meal. I always get the number one meal, and I usually get like a sweet tea or even a Mountain Dew or whatever. I think it's Mellow Yellow there. And I'm like, I don't want all that sugar. Just give me an ice water. And the girl's like, I don't know if we can do that. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you want a bottled water? I'm like, no, just give me a cup of ice with water in it. You know, like your biggest cup, because it was hot, you know? She's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't think we can do that. And I'm like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Pour soda in there, in the ice, then dump all the soda out, and then fill it back with water, and I'll drink that. And she's like, well, just pull forward. I'll figure it out. So we pull up to the front window. You know, the first, I think it was both I paid at the first window. And she goes, oh, you're the one with the special order.
Water?
Yeah.
Water.
So now I pull up to the second window because she was like kind of confused. So I pull up the second window and the girl goes, she hands us like 2 sodas. There were 3 of us. She actually hands 3 sodas. And I'm like, I didn't even order a soda. I just had the water, remember? And she picks up the soda and looks at it like 3 times. And I'm like, you know what? That one's on me. You drink that one. And she was like super confused now. So they're like, can you pull forward? So I pull forward and I wait for 5, 6, 7 minutes. The guys are like, we went to McDonald's so we go real quick on our way home, you know? I'm like, this is bullshit. I get out. I walk inside and the lady's holding the bag and she goes, you must be the one with the water. I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, sorry, it was a special order, you know, and this.
Yeah, they got it from the bathroom.
Probably for me, it was
toilet water.
Dude, it comes out the Big Mac's got a tag on it, special order. Everything's special order.
But nothing was special order?
No, it's just a goddamn water.
You had ice cubes on your Big Mac.
No, you had the special sauce.
I'll give you $1 for that bottle of
I'm telling you,
water.
If I hear somebody at McDonald's say they deserve $15 an hour again, I'm going to choke them.
That's always a moral to Ed stories.
Not really. But that was a true story.
Petey was here a couple weeks ago, and he's back tonight. Petey's here with us again, sitting there for Eric.
Hello, everyone.
So, Petey, how was your last couple weeks?
It was a little bit crazy here and there. I tried golfing a little bit to get ready for the golf outing. The Central Golf Outing was this weekend. You played in it with me, which is cool. The problem is every time I hit a good shot, somebody hit a better shot. I mean Andy. Andy Heavier, 30 yards past me on every drive. Jerk. No, but I don't know. There's just a lot of craziness happening. We had a family reunion and stuff, and I'll just be real brief on this one. My kids didn't want to go to it. It was like a 50th wedding anniversary for my aunt and uncle. My kids didn't want to go. They're like, I don't know any of these people. And it's true. The last one they had, that side of the family, was 15 years ago, and my daughter's 15 and my son's 13. They weren't around. So they're like walking into this room full of people they didn't know anyone. So it'd be like them coming down and trying to sit in the show, trying to figure out how to fit in. But
So
it's an awkward moment, but it worked out well.
So they could actually date those people because they don't know them anyways.
Well,
Is
I
that how that
wouldn't
works?
go that far.
Cousins, your cousin?
But yeah, a lot of people that you don't know you're related to.
Yeah, you never know.
It's kind of neat in a way.
So Willie, how was your last couple weeks?
Well, I only remember last weekend, but because I don't remember the weekend. Oh, the weekend before we did the Blade. That's right.
Yep,
Yes,
the Blade tournament.
That's right. It was a good time.
Yep. What'd you do this past weekend?
I went to Door County and I worked, and I went to Cana Island. Has anybody ever been there? So
It sounds tropical.
It is.
I've been to the real one in the Caribbean. That was
Cayman
Cana.
Islands or
No, Cana.
Oh,
C-A-N-A.
yeah.
So
it
anyways,
sounds like a retirement island.
you probably could. But anyways, it's north of Bailey's Harbor.
It's got the lighthouse.
Lighthouse, yes.
Who's she?
Bailey's.
Did you pitch a tent while you were there?
That's what she said.
You have to
Oh,
shut
time
it
out.
down.
He grabbed the button before he said it. That was wrong. That was so
I
wrong.
set myself
Yeah,
up.
he did.
That's right. Doesn't want to be late.
Again, that's
Hey, Petey, that's good radio. That's good podcasting right there.
That's
I guess
yeah,
so.
producing and starring.
That's right.
Yeah, baby.
Look at that. He's on it.
just like Ed's adult film.
So it's
producing and starring. Anyway,
It's called his
I
first.
just got
his
here.
first movie, Special Order.
or that ain't water.
and you know what? She's not getting $15 either.
Hey, that one's on me.
I thought I ordered the number one, the special number one.
I told
Okay,
you.
Eddie, the Cayman Islands.
Yeah,
Wherever you were.
Cana Island.
Cana Island.
Okay.
So
Well,
anyways,
what was there? What was there?
It was a big lighthouse, and it's been there since like 1870. And
Dogs in the Canine Islands.
91 steps to the top. And
You made it?
so you had a choice. You could either walk to the island, which means you had to walk through water. It was about knee high. And we didn't realize this. We started on our way there, and all of a sudden this tractor with a big hay wagon pulling people was on the way back. We're halfway there, and Shai goes, I guess we could have walked or gotten a ride here.
Was the water cool?
It was a little chilly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that Lake Michigan?
Yeah, Lake
You're
Michigan.
basically-
Yeah,
It's part of
yeah.
Lake Michigan.
Yeah, sure was. So,
Okay.
but it's very cool. I suggest.
Is this a
anybody
Door
to go.
County thing?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It
You never
is.
been there before this?
I have not. I
Really?
have not.
That's
you know.
surprised.
It's one of the most famous lighthouses around.
It
too.
is. Yep, absolutely.
I've never seen it either.
No, it's pretty cool.
I hear about it all the time.
Highly recommend it. You know.
Did you cherry pick when you were there?
You know what? I did not.
It's an
Did
honest
not.
question because I guess cherry picking is normal.
It is. It is. Yeah. You can go by there and people are watching for you.
They're good basketball players up there too.
So yeah.
Oh, nothing on the button for that one. Huh? I set my
Scott, what about you?
I went to Jason's in here. We went to Tennessee, Galveston, Pigeon Forge area.
Gatlinburg?
Or Gatlinburg, not Galveston, Texas.
That would have been way nicer.
Gatlinburg and
Forge.
Pigeon Forge. And yeah, it was a good time. It was neat. Nice to get away. We rented a cabin. It was nice. And we did a few things each day, but nothing crazy. Hung out at the cabin. We had a hot tub at the cabin, so a couple times we went in there and hung out.
Do they have toilet paper there?
No, tree bark only. Okay. So we went.
My butt's a little rough.
Went to the Tennessee Smokies game versus the Rocket City Trash Pandas, and got to see Brendan Davis play against Brendan Davis. So
I
Brendan
heard
Davis on the air team.
I heard they're trash.
Oh, and Torrey Hunter Jr.
Torrey Hunter
Yeah.
Jr. playing the
Oh.
Trash Panda team.
They're trash.
They had two or three good little prospects for the Cubs. Their pitcher gave up a first pitch game home run. It was a bomb, and then after that he settled down and pitched really well after that. So it was fun. It was a new cool stadium. It's one of those. It's just a cool minor league park. Cool choice of food. It was $2 taco night. 10 taco minimum. I had 2.
10 minimum?
Yeah, I had 2 of them just to try them, and they were okay. I mean, I think, but they were. If you're
wasn't-
going to a game and getting tacos for $2, they were well worth the $2.
It wasn't 911 though.
No. It wasn't even my kitchen. It was
okay.
Yeah, they were.
Wasn't
I
it
mean,
Taco
because Sienna
Bell?
tried it and she likes. We cooked tacos for dinner once in a while. She likes tacos, and I looked at her and go, "Are these better than home?" She goes, "No." So she thought these weren't better than home. So
You know, I had you recommended the other day at the Blade,
yeah?
Blade
How was
Memorial, and you mentioned 911. So I stood in line for about 20 minutes there, but they got my order right, and they weren't confused by my water.
What'd you get?
They only had tacos and nachos. So
What kind of tacos did you get?
I got 2 of each.
They had no pork that day. It was just
No,
chicken
just
and beef. Or
Chicken and steak. Was it steak?
Steak,
Yeah, steak.
Steak. They're
And then
solid.
I got the steak nachos. And
Pretty solid,
Yeah,
though.
solid.
Yeah, they had good food.
Do you know Willie's favorite?
Hold on.
Will-
We were at the Sandlot and somebody ordered the half plate of nachos and it was a monster. Heather did. It was
like this
Scott,
tall.
It was
Really?
damn near 9 inches off the plate. It was unbelievable.
That's what she said.
Got me on that one. That was
Did you?
That's
Willie,
what she
did
never
you,
said.
Did you see the food choices at the Moose, Willie? I mean, they had some good food choices.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
they cater to a little older crowd there. I mean, I think you had the fried Viagra and prune juice.
Well, I think you got a hold of mine, and that's why you're walking around with a pinch tent for the rest of the day.
First one in a week.
Which way was the wind blowing?
Okay, so and since Jason's sitting here with us tonight, anything special? Oh, you were with me on our trip, but anything else besides that? No, not really.
Oh, tell them about your injury.
Well, I
Tell them why you're injured.
I'm playing football now. I'm one of the kickers for Indian Trail, and we got back from vacation on Friday, and on Saturday I decided to go lift for the first time in a few months, and yeah, squatting 150 was not the best idea. It's a little hard to go up and down the stairs. So
He's 150.
that's how much I squatted.
I could probably squat 225 right now. I bet.
And donuts.
and
I'm old.
and
not fart.
And how and,
And I poop my pants.
and how would your legs feel the next day?
Great.
Oh, I bet.
I mean,
You
we
know
should.
what? Because you know what? We're from we're the last of the original fight through it and get through kind of. We're the last before the crowd took over and they just now
It's
just,
okay.
eh.
And that's what I'm doing. I went to soccer this morning and football practice this afternoon.
Hey, we want active kids, so I applaud you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get a shout out. You know, I
2 sports at a time. That's I mean, that's
I've never
impressive.
been to a high school football game, which is weird in all my years. You know, but
They
I'm
don't let you.
You were banned.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
You need a police
Real
escort.
funny, guys.
Ed's here. Everybody clear out.
No, but he asked me to come to his first home game. I think it's August 27th, right?
Yep.
And
Just stay away from the cheerleaders.
to be honest,
I
guys,
know how you are.
I really didn't want to go, but I had to come. So I had to come up with an excuse that Jace would believe. So I registered as a sex offender.
You stayed at one of those houses in Pleasant Prairie?
You mean you just renewed it?
Yeah, now I don't gotta don't have to go now.
So while we're talking about that, I was going to bring that up, but we'll kind of go into that. The high school football season starts this weekend. Over the state of Wisconsin, so you got Indian Trail, Bradford, Tremper, Central, Wilmot, St. Joe's. The local teams all be in action, I believe, this weekend. So go out and check them out. High school football is always fun. I don't usually do this because it's so hard with high school, but I think this year, and Petey would know about Central, but I think the team in Kenosha down there with the best record is probably going to be Bradford this year.
Mm-hmm.
Bradford's going to have a really good team. Nathan Olson is their quarterback. A friend of ours' son will be quarterbacking out there. New coach, so it might be a little different for him, but I do like them. I think Tremper will be the bottom of the barrel in the city. No offense to Tremper, but I think
I heard they got a beast of a running back though.
Yeah, they're not good all around though.
So the Bradford coach is actually on our staff now, Troy Bowe. He left Bradford for whatever reason, and we hired him on as a teacher, and he's going to end up working with the varsity team. I think he's
Good
a
for them.
defensive
He was a
coach.
decent. People liked him out there.
Yeah, and I think he's got some recipes to take on some of the more talented teams in the state at Division II level anyway, and bring some noise. He coached down in North Carolina, and I guess he had Debo's son. No, the Clemson coach. What's his name? Is it Debo?
Yeah.
Oh
no, the coach of is Debo Sweeney.
Sweeney.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dabo Sweeney.
Dabo Sweeney.
Give yourself the Debo.
Anyway, point being though, he's got a pretty good pedigree.
Summon Fridays.
Yeah.
We should listen to a sports show so we know this stuff.
Dabo, Debo.
So go check out your high school sports. Soccer starts off for boys in the next few weeks. Next week. What else?
Well, Bradford's at home on Friday.
No, but what other sports are starting out?
The boys volleyball team and
Yep.
girls just started. Our volleyball team's supposedly going to finish really, really high, make a state run.
Golf
So,
and tennis.
They lost one senior from last year's team, and they finished in the top 4.
That's girls.
Boys side.
Oh, boys side.
And the boys side.
That's right.
yeah,
Girls
they're
is
dynamite.
in the spring, right?
There's a 6'7" kid who has a scholarship to Loyola in the middle of the.
Oh, yeah.
For
It's
volleyball.
good to hear a lot of the athletes are getting some exposure in this area now.
Yeah.
It was a long time. I mean, back in our day, we didn't see any scouts or camps, or there was nothing.
And then there's this kid named Thompson. I guess he's got a 40-inch vertical, which is insane.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he's another one. I guess he was the player of the conference last year. He's back.
Yeah, he can
So-
squat more than 150, I bet.
Oh, he's a beast. he's a beast.
So
That's
tonight,
still more than 2 Big Macs.
Tonight we're gonna talk about baseball, a little Major League Baseball. Also, I got a couple NBA stories, and we're also gonna be talking about fantasy football today. A little fantasy football talk. I got some stuff on to throw out at you guys.
I got to stop you. If you notice the comment there, Hop's already starting on me. What the heck?
And that's
Can you
fantasy
show up for a
football.
podcast, but not a draft or a meeting? Well, maybe because I had to say maybe because he checks and sees you're going to be here, Hop, and he doesn't want to come. I don't know.
Well, that is the only.
That deserves a button or some kind of a ding ding.
Is that right?
You're not going to come. I'm not there. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And Kevin Rash gave PD a shout out, just Pete.
What's up, Kev?
So a little baseball, fantasy football talk tonight. We got some possibly some of our own ideas. I got some lists here we'll go through and maybe a yay or nay if they're being drafted correctly.
I hope that's just for you. That
Oh,
picture.
no, that picture I have here, the reason I print to remember, and that was a picture I found online. Marquis Post passed away this last.
Yes, she did.
Last,
I saw that,
last
yeah.
week.
And she
from
was
Night
on
Court
our
fame.
sex pot thing from earlier. Remember back?
Willie said she was a fox.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, you did. Oh, you did bring her up because now
Yeah,
you talked
it
about
was-
Night Court.
Do you have that little boy on that?
That wasn't on the. That was. I just saw his picture.
Oh, okay.
So also kind of a weird thing I saw this week. Not weird, but typical of the world we live in. With parents and umpires. Did you ever see the video of the umpire that threw his ball and walked off the field?
Yeah, I
that
seen
was
it.
classic.
Yeah, it was funny.
So what happened was the parents. The video starts out, and obviously you don't see what happens before in the video. But you see the umpire, and he's turning around, he's talking. He's being not aggressive, but he's being stern, saying, "Hey, can you just guys relax?"
You
I'm
pulled the
trying to
Rod Travanti,
yeah.
right?
Well, not
there?
that. Nah, I wouldn't say not that bad. And we don't know what happened before that to have the ump do this, but all you hear are parents going, "Oh, just ump the kids. Be professional." And when someone says
it's
be
about
professional,
the kids. You're there for the kids.
but when someone says be professional, it's also it should turn to the parents too. Your job is to be a professional parent and watch the game. And it gets kind of quiet, and a lady goes, "Are you mad because the kid's taller than you?"
Yeah, he had
and
enough.
The, and
Last
the guy
straw. Yep.
turns, looks, pauses, makes a beeline for the first base dugout to walk out. And as he walks out, gets in, you see the camera, he walks by a guy and disappears, comes out. And as he walks by, you see him just throw the balls over his shoulder on the field and walks out.
Good for him.
I was like,
Awesome. She can ump the game now.
and I put that on Facebook, and a lot of people commented on it, and every commented agreed. It's just ridiculous. That's why John Boyle made a comment that last year in the state of Wisconsin, 80 varsity basketball games had to be rescheduled due to not having enough referees.
Well, if you've ever seen Boyle ump. Actually, Boyle just got kicked out of a game
he did,
a couple weeks
He
ago.
said he got his money's worth, though.
He
That's
did.
what he posted. So
Yeah.
There's another viral video going on right now of some fans in the Rams stadium.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So apparently they're all Rams fans, and two people are arguing about who is going to make the roster, a linebacker who's a special teams demon or a backup offensive lineman. And for whatever reason, it got personal. And there's this really big, monstrous guy. He's by himself. And then there's like 6 guys that are faced up on him, and they're all pointing and yelling back and forth. And then you see this little lady in the background take a beer or soda or something and chuck it over the top of the 6 guys and hit the dude, and then it's a melee. It's on. And they have video of behind the big guy.
You see her throw it and just
Yeah.
she's standing back behind the guys. The guy doesn't know she did it. He thinks one of the guys did it.
Because
That's why
he has no
snaps.
idea. He just sees a projectile coming at his
Yeah.
head, and he gets splashed.
Yeah.
But then there's video of behind the 6 guys, behind her even. So somebody got video from the back end, and they have her face all captured, and people are calling for her to get banned from NFL games already. They'll find out who she is. It'll come out. But
Yeah.
that one's running around right now too. They
That's-
just opened the stadium. Apparently, is the first time they were in there, and their own fans are arguing with each other.
I was going to say,
insane.
that's some machismo type thing there when you're arguing over who's going to be the special teams. Not even the gunner.
Well, how
Right?
many-
Yeah. Who's gonna be log snapper here? Come on.
Oh,
now.
my question is, how much you got to drink before you get to that level?
Well, we've been to games together. I mean, were you I think you were at the Bears and was it Philly game?
Yeah,
Where
the
there were
parking lot.
Parking
they were
lot fights all over.
But that was a little different than you're fighting your own fans in the stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
You're fighting Eagle fans right there, so no mercy when you're fighting them.
No, go Birds.
They have a jail in that place.
EAGLES Eagle.
I don't know. We had some old Patco fight. No, we didn't.
Another baseball story. as the Cubs continue to move toward getting away. Jake Arrieta was released this weekend, was signed by the Padres today, actually.
Did you hear why?
Because he can't pitch.
No, he got pissed off and he went after one of the reporters and told him that.
Oh, he said, "Why don't you take your mask off?"
So that COVID and all that. And
But they
get him
said
kicked
that
out
had
and-
nothing to do. He was getting. Yeah, it was after he gave up another game with 7 runs in an inning, so it was
All right,
nothing to do
but
with
here,
that.
Here will be the true test. He just signed with the Padres today, so if he goes to the Padres and he pitches well, what's that going to say? He just gave up on the Cubs.
You never know. We'll
No,
see.
he pitched actually pretty well into May. He was pitching well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
then
I-
since like May 15th or 20th.
His ERA is like 13 point
it's,
something.
It's
crazy.
almost like it was like almost a running inning since then.
Yeah.
It's something crazy.
It's almost the size of mine.
It's got to be something with his arm. Just he had to lose velocity.
I don't know because the Padres took a chance on him, and they're in the playoff hunt.
Well,
so.
they're hurting though. They've got. I mean, he's going to be a third guy if 3 more guys go down. I'm guessing.
I was talking to someone today, and a Brewer fan. They actually said the Brewers would have took a shot at him, just that they could have got him up there just to have a guy. I mean,
That's you get. The
extra
Brewers are
arms.
hurting too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good, like a good bullpen guy to
Can
come
you
in spot
turn
start.
your mic and talk into it.
Good guy to come in spot start.
You got to talk like this.
Oh.
They're
Jason's here, everybody.
they're directional.
Now the Brewers have been getting good spot starts. Ashby is pitched pretty
Yeah.
well, and I mean
Aaron
Lure
Ashby.
and
Yeah, that Jake Lure.
he's been pitching real well for about the last month. So they're going to be. I don't know. I was kind of down on them. I think they're going to be a lot.
Who?
The Brewers. I think they're going to be out.
They're like 72-35.
I know
right
there's
now.
only like one team better than them.
the Giants.
Yeah. So
and they played them pretty tough.
Actually, they're a half game behind the. I saw last night. They're actually the Dodgers are ahead of them by a half game.
Oh, okay.
So it's Dodgers, Giants, and then them.
Okay.
Yeah,
the best
so-
record in the NL.
Okay. But still, that Brewers team is pitching really well. The hitting's getting better, ish.
Jeez, 2 weeks ago, I was the devil
I know.
for suggesting.
I
No,
was
no, I took them as my.
You did.
I took them as my
know.
dark horse. I just can't. It's
I
hard,
didn't.
It's hard to pick them with. I just can't bet against the Dodgers. If they're fine, they're just a strong team, man. They're deep.
You know what the Brewers kind of remind me of? Those the Bucks a few years ago, where it's going to be the great regular season. I think they're gonna have. Woodruff has not pitched that well in the last few weeks.
And Burns
actually.
has had his poor moments too.
Yeah.
Have you guys gone to a lot of
Peralta's
Peralta's been their
lights
best pitcher.
out.
Peralta's
Yeah.
been their best pitcher, actually. Yeah.
Have you guys been to a lot of Brewer games?
This year?
Yeah.
Just two. Yeah.
How about you, Willie?
One. I went to the
Oh.
Tiger game.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I mean, it's right down the street, and
Right.
I've only been to one myself.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like we're
Yeah, with me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I feel like we're like letting.
I went with
everything
you,
down.
Petey.
With Fats from Steinbrenner.
Oh, you know what? I went to 2 then because I went with Parker to one as well.
Yeah, I went to opening day as well.
But my point is, that they're right down the street. There's 80, 90 games or something, and I feel like we should be, doing more. Wrigley Field, I guess, right now is pretty empty.
Oh, it's
Good.
a dump down there.
So
yeah.
that's
Good.
another.
I mean, it
place.
should be. I mean,
No, that's good. That's what people were mad about. They were like selling. They were. I really think the Cubs are not going back to the old thing. I don't. I think they're trying to build a better team. They had to do what they did.
Well, the old Wrigley North concept, and
It
Cub
went the other
fans
way.
flood- yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yep.
Now it's the Milwaukee people that can flood Chicago and,
Good.
and watch all the games.
Bro,
You
but
know?
Milwaukee fans have been historically kind of front runners. When their team's winning, they show
Well,
up
remember
in
a couple
droves.
years last couple times the Brewers have been in the playoffs. They still had empty seats and spots. So,
Yeah.
I mean that's
This
the problem.
year, I mean, this is a much better team than those teams. They might win 100 games. It's gonna be close.
I don't know if that's true though, because I was at a playoff.
I think
game.
the team that they lost to the Dodgers NLCS was a better team than this team.
Think so?
Because they should have won that game.
Yeah,
I don't know if they
agree
had
on
that kind of pitching.
If he
though.
handles the staff better, they might win that game.
Isn't it when they
Yeah.
started like a
Closers and
reliever
stuff,
or
yeah.
closer? In the,
Well, they had I think it was Woodruff started that game,
Yep, because he had a home run.
and he
3 innings, I
he
think.
pitched 3 innings. And they
Yeah.
brought Hader in way too early. It was it was a 1-1 game or 1-0. It was a close game. It wasn't like it was getting out of hand or anything. And it was, but
In a long series, they might be tough to beat. They got those 3 big guns at the.
Well, and they have great defense up the middle. I said that the last time we had a podcast, but their middle of the infield is solid, and the outfield, those guys can all.
Well, that's
run.
always been a problem.
Yeah.
The Brewers have never had a great second baseman. They've always had poor second baseman play. They've always had a guy that can hit, but not a guy that can play second base. Now they actually have someone that can do. His hitting's solid, but he's a good Wong. We're talking here, correct?
Yeah, Colton Long.
Wong, and then you have Adames now. So that's a great
Yeah.
that's a great mix. I like Adames a lot.
He's a good player.
So
definitely good.
So and the Cubs are going away. So as of now, we're that's I had those. I don't have them with
And
me.
did you
I'll talk
see
about that next week.
Urias the other day?
No,
What,
is
he
he
had
off the shelf?
2 home runs and I think 3 doubles.
Yeah.
He had like 6 or 7
Oh,
RBI.
no, I didn't know that.
Oh,
he had a big game then.
Oh,
huh?
huge.
I thought he was injured for some reason.
I don't know.
Huh.
No, he's tearing it up.
Colin Simonson says, "What's up, Willie?"
That's right. I know Colin. Hey, Colin, how you doing, buddy?
How do you know Colin?
We went to that Kingfish game that one Friday night.
Oh.
So Colin came up there, and he was my partner for bags, and we beat, I forget who we beat, but we whooped somebody that had been winning all day, and we did really well. Colin, good job, buddy.
Well, thanks for listening, Colin. Hop says the Brewers need to hit.
Yeah, that's true.
Every team kind of needs to.
Yeah. You can win with just pitching sometimes, but not.
Oh, they won 2-1 the other day.
Yeah,
they
got to.
Nice little game.
So we're gonna make sure this guy doesn't take care of the basement Benchwarmers finances. Dennis Schroeder on his.
Oh boy!
Turns down a 4-year, $84 million deal to get a 1-year, $5.9 million deal. So
He really supports
He is German,
ownership.
you know.
I think he should drop TD Ameritrade. They're screwing everybody.
Dude, the Cubs will take him.
Yeah.
The Celtics did just sign Marcus Smart to a 4-year, $77.3 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4 or 3, I'm not sure, but he just signed to stay on.
And his wife defended him to the end there. I don't know why, because maybe she's not.
So when did he turn down the $84 million?
It was for the Lakers. Lakers offered him
mid-season.
Yeah, and he said no because he wasn't going to get more.
So this is postseason then.
And it worked out for the Lakers. As Lakers this season went on, they soured on him a lot. They didn't like him a lot by the end. They worked out for the Lakers.
He was playing well.
Well, because
but his defense is.
I think the big
he's
thing.
very poor in the scheme.
I think he would have got traded for Westbrook if he signed that contract. He would have got traded probably.
So Bledsoe just got traded too for like
Bledsoe.
3 guys.
He's going to the Clippers
for too much.
No, it's
Beverly.
No, it's a great,
Beverly and Rondo.
I think Bledsoe's Rondo's a cancer.
And he's like 50.
And Beverly, I mean,
I think it was too
Bledsoe's
much.
game is solid. I think, and it's all money too. They got to make space because they got to keep George's money on the books somehow.
And Leonard,
so
who
it's
just
all
signed.
about money. Yeah.
Did you see that Sam Decker just signed?
Oh, it's
Where?
about time.
Yeah, Sam Decker. He
Duke.
Well, he was down in Houston. Then he ended
He has
up
eligibility.
He ended up going to Europe someplace, and now
Louisville.
he's back. And I think he's with like Indiana or something like that.
Let's talk about that.
Toronto. He's with Toronto.
Let's talk about that. And I think it was a great pickup by the Bucks. I think Grayson Allen is going to make a difference for them. I really do.
He's a
I
good
think,
shooter.
I think he has that. Everything that says he's dirty, but
Okay, that's
we all seen Jeff Hornacek play basketball. He was dirty too, and nobody cared about that.
So was
Lambier.
And Grayson Allen ends up on it. He joins the team. He's one of their top 2-3 shooters now, hands down. He's a great shooter on top of him, and he's almost like a better version of DiVincenzo, but DiVincenzo will play because his defense is probably just a little better than Grayson Allen because Grayson Allen can score better, I think.
It's funny because the Twitter lines lit up and stuff, and they hated the idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Hated it.
I love it. I love it.
But
Well, if you think he's dirty, he tripped 2 people when he was in college. He hasn't done. There's nothing been since. So who
Oh
cares?
yeah, there's been a couple incidents.
he's gonna have to win. He'll have to win fans over, but Milwaukee's pretty forgiving right about now, especially after the title.
Hey, winning helps everything, right?
Yep.
And he's not a dumbass. I mean, he went to Duke.
I think
he's fairly intelligent.
I think the team they've built since George Hill came back now too. That takes that PJ Tucker role back now. That Tucker who you lost, that the veteran, the guy that does a lot. And George Hill was one of the best 3-point shooters when he left. So I think what they did in the offseason, I think the Bucks have retooled, and I think it's great that all the best teams are in the West now. I really do. That means the Bucks only have to get through so many teams. It's going to be a lot easier to get to the finals if they stay healthy, because the West is way stronger now. I think team for team, you only have the Nets now to worry about. I think overall in the East, that's what I believe. The Bulls, I think the Bulls will have something to say, and the Knicks might have something to say about
Sixers,
the Bulls.
I mean,
the Bulls, Sixers. I think the Ben Simmons thing's still hanging over there. They don't want.
There's still a bunch of trades ready.
They're trying to get rid of him. They're
a
trying
bunch
to,
of trades.
They're saying he's going to be traded by before the season starts.
They've been saying that for
Hey,
2 years.
Did Chris Middleton make the All-Star game?
No, not this year.
He did play in the Olympics.
No.
Well, do you think he's basically just based on the finals and stuff? Do you think he's guaranteed to make the All-Star game next year?
I don't know.
Well, that's a lot on fan votes. Remember the All-Star game?
It is. But
It's pieces. I think fans and players and coach. I think
He showed out in the finals though. He was arguably, obviously Giannis is their top guy, but there's some points in the game when he basically carried.
Who knows?
them.
Maybe he'll be injured during the All-Star game and not go if he doesn't want to. Because who knows? That's what so many guys do.
Yeah, but he still gets picked.
Hey,
I know.
That's the question. Now he's going to play. He's going to be picked.
Scott,
We didn't ask how many free throws he was going to hit.
Scott, tell them the Larry Sanders story with Jason Kidd because you know it a little better than I do. I think you were talking.
Oh
about
yeah. And the new Giannis book. The story is that Jason Kidd, on the 23rd of December, when the players were packing up, getting ready to leave, he decides because the NBA doesn't. The NBA, which everybody should know this, the NBA does not play have games scheduled on New Year's Eve ever. They don't have games because they have Christmas Day games. And there's no games on New Year's Eve. They usually have 23rd a full slate. Well, as the guys are getting ready to leave, they played a poor game on 23rd, I believe, and Jason Kidd goes, we're having practice tomorrow. And all these players had tickets to leave and stuff. They're like, huh?
But then he asked around. He started asking players, should we have practice? And they didn't really want to answer.
Yeah.
And he asked like 3 people.
Yeah, well, they ended up having practice, and a lot of players didn't want to do it, but they did, and they show up, and they just ran. I mean, they ran Larry Sanders to a point where he had to go to the hospital, and which I look at it 2 ways. I mean, this is middle of the season. This is 2 months in your NBA season, and you're not conditioned good enough to run. I mean, everybody else got through it, and the thing about the book that sticks out in there is Giannis actually came out and said he had no problem with Jason Kidd. All right, he had no problem with that at all, and this is why Giannis is a different animal, because he had no problem with it. You know why? Because he wants to win.
Yeah.
LeBron would have been complaining. They would have never done. LeBron would have for sure made
LeBron
sure
would have
that
left. He would have gone on a plane
Well,
and left.
no. LeBron would have took to the coach and said, we ain't doing this. And they would have said, okay, LeBron, we're not doing it.
Kid would have been gone sooner than what he would.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Giannis, the thing about the Giannis thing, Kid maybe that lost it, but it just, for the story for me, kind of shows what kind of guy Giannis is. Giannis actually said, I had no problem with it. It was just part of the practice. So it was what it was.
Jordan would have showed up and done it.
John Lynn says Pete was a great pickup for the bench warmers.
Thanks, JL.
Well, we have cuts next week, so we'll see.
Oh.
So another thing real quick here, bright spot for the Cubs, Rafael Ortega, one of the highest averages since the All-Star break. He's batting .394. He was, I don't know, it's probably dropped a little bit, so he's one of the top 3 since the All-Star break.
What position does he play?
I believe
center field.
Yeah, center field he's been playing.
He's like 37.
Is he like Otani?
He's not that old.
I think he's 30.
No, I think it's like 28 or 29.
He's an old timer.
Then why don't they bring somebody up that's
30.
of value to try to just?
Well, they have.
They will in September.
They will in September. They're going to load the team up. Yeah.
Super 2 money? Is that why?
Give it. Give him 2 weeks.
What's the point of bringing them up now? I mean,
Well,
you lose
it
90
depends-
or 100. What's the difference?
Well, it depends on service time.
Do you think they bring Brendan Davis up this September?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
I don't think they will.
I'd be surprised, but I don't think so.
Just have him get in a major league field and see it.
No.
All of these decisions are made around Super 2 status because they don't want to pay him.
They've got nothing to win by bringing him up.
Right.
If he comes up and hits 7 home runs,
Who was it,
that
Chris
means
Bryant
pretty
they
much
kept
they
down
have
that
to
year?
start him next
it's
year. They're going to lose a year.
The problem
that's
is that
why I
it gets
asked.
so blown out of proportion. It's always the Cubs are getting made out to be a bad guy in this whole thing.
They
The same
followed
thing Mike
the rule-
Trout.
They
Mike
followed
Trout,
the rules.
Mike Trout did the same thing. That's what Mike Trout did. He wasn't a pouty baby. He signed back with the Angels. He got his money, and he signed with the Angels, and he's a lifer with the Angels now. He's not leaving the Angels ever, which good for him. I'd still believe, we talked about, Bryant was not coming back.
So you don't have to fight with arbitration and Super 2 money if you just give him a long, lengthy contract. But they have to
a lot
decide
of
to do
guys
that.
won't take it.
No, they won't.
Tatis did.
Acuna did.
Yeah. I mean, there's-
Robert.
Yeah.
What I don't know how you even say his name. Robert.
Robert.
Yeah,
Which doesn't
Robert.
make sense.
Well, a lot of the guys, the former players,
Eloy.
like Dominican guys, will take it because they're
set for life.
That's good money for them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They're not going, oh my God, because
Only $80 million for 7
sometimes you have to look in
years?
if you're going to make $250 million over 10 years, which is a great deal for an MLB team and a player. If you're going to make that much money, I could go out next year and say no, and in my contract year, I could tear my ACL.
And
I
it's
could,
happened many
and
times.
it happened to Acuna.
Yeah.
Right?
All right,
It was
well,
no,
yeah,
Acuna,
yeah,
not
yes,
Acuna.
yes.
And Acuna signed his deal right before that.
If,
So
if
guess
Acuna,
what?
yeah.
But hold on.
Now, would it affect his deal? Probably not. But
Hold on, though. Think about Ryan Howard, and he was pigeonholed by Jim Thome, and he had to sit down in AAA probably 3 years longer than he needed to, just because they would have controlling interest in him once Thome was gone. You know, he's sitting down there and he's rotting down in AAA when he should have been up way, way sooner.
Okay.
Do you remember?
But what?
Yeah, but
My point is he's not collecting any money, and half those guys down in the minors right now are struggling to survive. There's horror stories about how those guys, they don't have places to live and
We got
Oh,
no
yeah.
food. We got
Yeah.
no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Oh, you sold Petey? He didn't have a head.
Don't worry, I took care of it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But
I'll
some
get
of
that
these
for you.
guys, like especially like Eloy, he wasn't even sniffing the majors when he signed his 7 or 8 year deal.
Well, and that had
And for him,
that was a bigger plan though, because with Jan Mokata and some of the
Right.
trades they had, they wanted the team to all come together like 3 years down the line. The Brewers
for
did
him,
that.
it's a great deal in this. If he does tear his ACL or whatever, he's already set for life. He's not rich, but he's.
You got to get lucky
rich.
though, because when Prince Fielder and Ricky Weeks came out and Braun, and they tried getting all those guys to all like come to the Brewers all at the same time within like a year or two of each other. They needed to secure them all early on because those are going to be the players that they're going to build a foundation from. So knowing that, you kind of want to lock them in and bring them up when they're ready instead of trying to rush them or hold them back even.
I'm going to tell you, Peter, there's no freaking way Scott Burrows is going to allow his client to sign that deal for only $80 million when he's open for a $400 million deal. He's in it for himself. Don't kid yourself.
I don't know. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
But the
in
player
general,
who's just his family's making
Yes.
$385 a month in the Dominican, it's a to me it's a win-win for them.
Nate McCullough,
You're set for life.
Nate McCullough will tell you that, anytime you talk to him, he'll say there's these Dominican kids and stuff, and they're getting off the plane, and when they're going back, when the season's over, they're loading up their suitcases with like shaving cream and razor blades and tampons and stuff because they just don't have that back, and it's a life-changing thing, a contract for some of these people.
Yeah, and
so $400 million, that's pie in the sky, but these guys, for the most part, like you're saying, they need some stability.
But why? Like I always said, I guess we look at it a different way because we're normal people. We're not in that situation, but I know the answer is 200. I understand that. What's the difference between 400 and 200 million? I mean, seriously.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's generational wealth, guys. It's really
But
enough
what
to
does that what does that do for you besides become the guy that has all this money and then when you retire, but
you can own stuff.
You got to remember these guys' egos are bigger than
And their families. There's generational families all living together down there.
Well, I know that
they might have.
I'm
25
saying
people
it's in the player's
to
best
support them.
interest to sign that thing early. It's in the agent's best interest to drag it out and try and get a huge contract. And if that guy breaks his leg or, like you said, he doesn't care. He's going to move on to one of his other.
Guys like we go back to the Chris Bryant and Rizzo thing. I mean, they
weren't re-signed.
They were
never
making
going to
money.
sign that.
They were making money. I mean, Bryant, I think he was making $18-19 million a year the last 3 years, so he wasn't making
an arbitration
chump change. And I understand it's not $30 million like some of the guy or 40, whatever it is.
Well, where did he get drafted? What number? Because there's slotted money for first round picks.
He was second overall.
Yeah, so he probably got $7 million just to
and
sign.
Baez
right
was
out
number
of,
one, wasn't he?
Out of high school.
No, he's like 3 or 4 somewhere in there.
But those guys already have money coming into the league. It's the guys that are in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I mean, they still get money, but it's nowhere near what.
It bothers me sometimes. I don't know
the
what
guys that are getting those contracts are international signings almost every time.
There was a lot of he said, she said with the Cub thing and what they did on the offer and blah blah never came back. And I don't know what happened. And I honestly, like I've said before, I don't really care because that's just to me that's if you don't want to be here, if you want to be a Cub, like you all say, then you would have went to them and said, here's what I want. And then when this all came out, you guys said, we went to him, and I said I wanted this. It's going to change now because it's a new year, but I said I wanted 5 years, $100 million, or $200 million, or whatever.
Is
and
he
they
mad?
and they said, no. Okay, that's fine.
Is he mad? Does he have hurt feelings because they jerked him around from the very beginning?
Who?
The Cubs when they sent him down for
got jerked?
time?
No, it's Scott Boras that's mad. And
That's what I'm saying,
his dad is a psycho too, Chris Bryant's dad, so... I mean, who knows? He may be feeling it too.
I mean, how did he
they
get
ruined your
jerked?
swing for a year and blah blah blah.
How did he get jerked around? I mean,
They sent him down because of service time.
right, which is the rule.
But
But if you're good enough to make the team, you should be.
They did the same thing to Mike Trout. Exact same
I'm not
thing.
disagreeing with you, but
And Mike Trout did the exact opposite.
but he also got
stuck around.
But he
and-
got the mega contract that Bryant didn't get. That's the difference.
But
So-
also,
so should
but
Bryant
also-
be mad at the
but-
Cubs
but
or the
Mike-
that's
league?
what I'm saying.
But let me ask you a question. Why did Mike Trout get a mega contract?
'Cause
Because
he's
every
willing to
single
stay.
year that he came, he was always top 2 in ML MVP voting. Chris Bryant since 2016 has been garbage.
I don't
He's either injured or
disagree.
not playing. So you can't offer him a mega contract. There's no way. Any team, I don't care if you offer a mega contract, good luck. I'm going to tell you right now, good luck.
I don't disagree, but I mean, he could end up being a comeback player of the year.
Oh,
if
he-
he
Great,
Easily
that's
could.
awesome.
He could
So
be.
I give him $400 million to be a comeback player of the year, and guess what? The next 4 years, he's hurt or not playing.
Well, A-Rod kind of got his deals when he bounced around.
But
too.
A-Rod was
A-Rod was A-Rod.
A-Rod was still
I
in.
know.
A-Rod
I know.
was. Chris Bryant is not even close to A-Rod.
I was thinking towards the latter part of his career.
He still was better than Chris Bryant at times.
In
Now,
Bryant's prime, he couldn't hold A-Rod's jock.
Well,
Let's be honest.
I would be able.
A-Rod
To,
was-
I would be able to swallow giving Baez a bunch of money, and I know he has his problems, and I say he does. But the Bryant thing is just it's soured on me more and more because he just. It's the guy. It bothers me because, and I like Chris Bryant. I've always what he did. We talked about this, and
his favorite team's the Cubs.
yeah. But the thing about it kind of he's that guy that looks at you in the face and tells you something, and he just now it's to the point where I don't believe it.
So
it's like,
what happens if he re-signs with the Cubs now?
he won't.
Well, I'm saying how
He
will your-
already said he
will
wants.
your
He's
opinion
you
change?
watch. He's staying with the Giants.
I think anybody, Rizzo will come back. out of the three.
I think it's done. I think after Jed Hoyer came out and said we tried, they didn't want nothing to do with it. And they all came out and said I think they're all, and I just think, and to be honest,
Chapman went back to the Yankees though.
To be honest, Rizzo, if you sign him back, he won't be around when his team's good again anyway, or he won't be part.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be. It's gonna be a couple years out, and by the time that's gonna be 34, 35, he'll be a guy you have to pay to sit and play somewhere. He'll be your new Alfonso Soriano type guy.
Well, other than Chapman, how many guys left via trade, like similar to what happened, then went back to the original team?
Yeah,
Chapman's the only one I can think of.
Well, the one guy who was supposed to do it and didn't and came to the Cubs was Lester. Lester got traded to the A's from Boston.
Yeah.
And then they thought they were going to do the same thing, and he ended up signing with the Cubs.
Because Theo brought him back.
Yes, that was because I think Theo did a little switcheroo on him, and the boss thought, well, we're going to get him back, and they didn't get Lester back.
Is that confirmed?
I believe that's true.
And they got
because remember, Theo came there from.
Or is it your hunch?
No, I've read this.
Oh, you have?
I've seen this. I've seen this somewhere that they straight him to Oakland, right? He went to Oakland.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they were to come back, and he's like, then he had to go to the Cubs, and the boss thought
That'd be like trade Willie to the BP show.
And I and I kind of think they kind of almost. And they got pieces back for they got guys back for Lester. It wasn't like they didn't get nothing, so it was no big deal. But they thought they were getting Lester back, and I think the Cubs swooped in and took him because Theo was part of the deal.
I think this offseason you're going to find if Hoyer's really serious and not just
we're going to
bullshitting
find out.
us.
We're going to find out.
This is where we're going to find out if they
you
don't
won't
go.
find out though because you still got to win over the agents.
No, here's what's going to happen. They have to sign a decent shortstop. They're going to have to go out and get a Trevor Story or a Correa.
Seager.
There's guys
Seager.
I like
Seager's out
Seager.
there.
I like Seager a ton. I really
That's
like
what I'm
Seager
saying.
in a Cubs uniform.
If they don't make a big run and you don't
think about
one of those guys, they're not going for
would
it.
you
then
be
for a
upset
few
with
years,
Seager or Madrigal in the middle of the infield?
No, I would not at all.
Or
That's a
what
hitting.
about
That's guys hit.
Chris Taylor?
Is Trey Turner on contract?
And then you can move.
Yeah, he's signed.
Horner
He's
over
signed.
the third
Chris
or
Taylor,
whatever.
I like.
Chris Taylor.
He
Chris Taylor can play anywhere.
Anywhere. That's the
that-
thing I like about
Chris
him.
Taylor's kind of like an Ian Happ.
Could trade for Gavin Lux.
No, he's a better hitter than Ian.
Well, but
Matt
I'm talking about
Stairs is
position.
available too.
No, Gavin Lux. He's injury rehabbing down in AAA right now. Do you see him going to Chicago?
He's struggling.
What would you have? But what would the Cubs have to do to give up? What would they have to give up to get him?
Dodgers haven't traded him in any.
I wouldn't give him. I wouldn't give him anything for Lux right now.
Oh, because I thought that Lux
Because
would have got traded.
you have Nick
to-
Madrigal on a good deal.
Yeah, I like Madrigal.
And Madrigal can hit. He gets on base. He bats around 300, and he's a good infielder.
You put him and Gavin together in the middle infield and let them just for the next 7 years.
I've said this the last couple times.
I don't
as
see
you,
that
as you get
happening.
older, and I guess you would call it the marquee sexy Madrigal's not sexy, but you know what?
Oh, Adames wasn't sexy for the
Well,
Brewers
that's what
either.
I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
He
I'm
would've
just
been
saying.
good. Yeah.
These are guys know he thinks of. Yeah,
That's the
Escobar.
guy that comes-
Escobar, another guy. How about a guy like? How about a guy like? I have him in fantasy. The kid out in Arizona, Marte, Kettle Marte. That dude. All he does is hits. That's he's been hurt this year
and can play like 4
He
positions.
just hit. And you know what? If I said that name, if I asked any guy that watches baseball, 90% of them would not even know who he is.
Yep.
No,
And he just if the Brewers got Kettle Marte tomorrow, we'd all be like, great pickup. Half the Brewer fans would be like, who's this guy?
No, they say,
Seriously.
don't you mean Starling?
But if I said, oh, you're gonna get Javi Baez, they'd be like, oh, that's a great way, Javi Baez. I'd rather have Kettle Marte.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just saying, it sounds crazy, but think about it.
You could probably rob Tampa Bay for somebody, one of their middle infielders.
Tampa Bay's too smart.
They've got so
They got
much
Brujan.
talent.
They want Brujan to come up.
They are
That's
by
what
far
they-
one of the best farm system teams that
Yeah.
just competes I've ever seen in baseball.
every
hands
year.
down.
The Rays
them
are
and
winning.
Them and the A's do the same. The A's kind of are the same way. They
Well,
every
Billy
year
Bean
they're-
left, so I don't know if it's going
The
to continue.
A's haven't had the success that
but they're
Tampa
back
is.
in it again. I mean, but they're always involved.
Yeah.
They have
well,
Mar-
the Mariners are always involved, but they freaking suck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're who's their guy? Not Depoto. Is it Depoto up there? Or
Who's the Jerry Dipoto?
who's the GM?
Who,
he
Gary-
trades everybody.
Who? Gary Puto? You guys ever hear Adam Sandler? Gary Puto?
He trades everybody, and he gets
Nothing
back.
back.
Well, he did get Kalenic back in that deal.
Yeah, that was
for the
good.
Mets. That was a great
good
deal.
Okay, so let's move on to football. Or no, first I want to move on to something that Ed'll like. Ed'll
Had a
like
good
this.
time in
yesterday.
baseball this
So
time.
did you guys see?
Hop's not chewing my ass off. So
Did you see the story? This is another feel-good story because it's funny when people get screwed over on things, especially especially higher up things. So did you guys see the Cleveland Guardians? Their new name?
Yeah.
Well, they named their team, changed all the stuff, went through changing logos, but nobody checked if ClevelandGuardians.com was available.
Oh.
I read that.
Who owns it? Who owns it?
It's not
Some
available.
genius.
No, it was a different type of team. It's a roller derby team.
Yes, it is.
A male roller derby team in
Oh,
Cleveland.
boo. I thought it was like a sexy roller.
I thought it was gonna be a motorcycle
This
gang.
male roller team is going to be rich. Because they're gonna have to buy this name. They have to have.
They got to pony up some money.
They have to. So they built a team.
This is awesome.
Yes, it's
what
great.
a dis-
I thought of you when I saw it. I don't love this story.
It's gonna be. You know they're gonna be sitting there like talking to their marketing team. Who the fuck did this? You can just see them pounding on the table.
The best thing about it. Hey, before changing your team's name, you might want to consult the internet. That's what it says. So
how many times have I done shower stalls like this? Like, didn't you look up what, like, you know, what was that, Quaker Oaks or whatever or what was the one they changed?
Aunt Jemima.
Oh, Aunt Jemima is Prairie Ridge Farms.
Yeah,
or something.
that one.
Yeah.
Where they changed it to a mill where like slaves worked.
Oh yeah, Prairie Mill. Yeah.
It was like ridiculous, and the two owners of the Prairie Mill or whatever it was, and they both were like minstrel show like aficionados. So it's like that's what they went.
It's like Magical Feast at Tremper.
Completely different. Minstrel and magical are different. But
I
that was what they did.
Minstrel.
After all this search to change a way to quit being offensive,
Was
the
there a
next
cycle
name
involved?
was like 10 times as offensive. You know, it's great. I love this stuff.
Okay, so
you can't make that shit up.
Here. Well,
So the Indians are going to be
Oh my god.
Oh, this just in from Jace.
Yeah. Before we start, I got a little story to read about a Lions running back who just got cut.
Okay.
Ex-Detroit Lions or cornerback Alex Brown facing 4 charges after car accident that injured teammate. He was just one day after being waived by the Lions, he was charged in connection with a non-fatal car accident that injured his teammate, and he also hit 2 bystanders.
Oh.
He was driving under the influence on the other side of the road. So
you got to drive on the sidewalk when you're under the influence. It's way
What
safer.
was the guy he was riding with doing?
no, it was Brown's teammate, tight end Charlie Tiampu.
Brown's teammate. I thought it was Lion.
Alex Brown's teammate.
Oh, Brown's teammate. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. He was in the front seat. He was just passionate that I was trapped in the car until the firefighters got him out.
God, jaws of life.
But he is charged with 4 conducts of driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated, and then like dangerous driving
and hurting people with the car.
Yeah, and
vehicular homicide.
Yeah.
Well, they lived, did they die or live?
His teammate was in critical condition, but he's stable. And then the 2 people that he hit were fine. So.
See, those people are the ones I worry about.
And
when
he was driving
as
high
all
rate.
of us know, well, sometime in our life we've got in a car with somebody that drank way too much, and then he tried to choke you with a goddamn seatbelt.
or sometimes they just forget you.
And then it ruined the back seat.
Yeah, and then I ruined
Shauna's back
back
seat.
seat. Yeah. But stuff
is that a
happens.
poop story or
But
what?
again, you took that risk when you're getting into that car with Alex Brown or whatever. I don't feel bad for that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I
It's-
can't censor.
you can't blame one person. It was like they were in a group. They got in the car. You're all at fault. I mean, I don't get how one guy takes the blame.
I got one thing to say here. That guy's a turd.
Yeah,
that guy's a turd.
That guy's a turd.
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's
So
but you feel bad for the innocent bystanders.
So we started our show with the turd comment. It was Dan Campbell had a quote this week. There's no turds in the building. Blah blah blah. And I heard an interesting take on Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, friend of the show. Is Dan Campbell becoming too much of a spotlight, or is he more of a deterrent from the rest of the team to keep the rest of the team out of focus? Maybe because they kind of know they might not be as good this year. It might be a year, because there are actually the Lions are actually in a rebuild mold. Finally, they're kind of in that situation now. They're doing what they got to do. So, what?
I agree with the latter. I think he's just trying to take some pressure off these guys and just say, hey, focus on me, guys. The news and reporters and whatnot.
I was asking you, the Lions fans.
Yeah. That's what I get out of this whole thing here.
Okay.
So
I think it's kind of like Ditka with the Bears, where he took a lot of the heat and a lot of the publicity. Or
hey, see this, guys? Hey, see this? This your IQ. 0. That's what he said. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little fantasy football right now. Since drafts are starting up the next few weeks, what we're gonna do, we might do some other things next few weeks. But tonight we're gonna do they were doing this on. I was watching something the other night. They kind of did this. I got a list of average draft positions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for the position for the player, and I want to know if you guys, yay or nay. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna do the top 10 of each position. And just all we gotta do is go around, yay or nay. That's all we're gonna do.
Is this a PPR league?
This is going to be a pre-PPR, I believe. Yes, that's what I printed up. So we're going to start with quarterbacks.
Willie thought you said PBR league, so he was all interested.
We're going to start this up with the quarterbacks. And what we have for the number 1 drafted quarterback, 14th overall, Mahomes. You think that's too high or a good spot or too low?
What are we going to do? Just
14th spot. What do you guys think?
Too high for me.
How many team league?
We're going to say it's a 12-team league.
12-team league.
So you're drafting him in the third round, second pick, right? No. First,
second round.
Second pick, yeah.
Second pick. Too high.
I like him.
Josh Allen, 26th overall.
It's the beginning of the third round.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
For me, still too early for a quarterback.
Put your shoes back on you when you got there so quick.
Kyler Murray, 35th.
Way too early.
Well, you guys, this is really tough because you don't know how they're building a team. You don't just try to figure out when you're going to take a quarterback. You have to know how many slots and positions you have.
What's your opinion?
Would you take Kyler Murray 35th overall?
Just your opinion.
That's in the second
round. I'm picking at the end of the third round. I also have a pick at the beginning of the fourth round right away. I probably have a running back, maybe 2 running backs. Would I take Kyler Murray? Probably not. Maybe the fourth round, maybe the fifth round.
I think Kyler Murray's retired now.
and I have Kyler Murray in the dynasty league, and I like him, but man, that is way too early in the second round. At the end of the second round.
But this is a redraft. There's no dynasty involved, so you got to try to figure out how to slot.
How about Lamar Jackson, 41st?
Too low.
Too low, yeah.
He'll be gone by then in some leagues.
Big trust.
How about Dak Prescott, 43rd? And we're going to say his shoulder's okay.
No,
too low.
That's way
too early.
Oh, I got him
it's
going.
too low.
Yeah, that's
I got
way
him.
too low.
I'm going in the
I
third
think he's
round.
healthy. He's a top 3 quarterback.
Yep, me too.
Because their defense, they're going to be in shootouts every game they play.
I got him going like 35 or 34.
He was top.
I don't like quarterbacks.
When he got hurt last year, he was like the 3rd highest quarterback in fantasy when he got hurt last year.
Okay, so he was
I had him in fantasy. He was on fire. And
great.
What
CeeDee
number was
Lamb?
he there? 6th that you've mentioned?
5th, 6th round to be.
No, the number of quarterbacks already.
He'd be the 5th quarterback taken.
Man, you ain't got many quarterbacks.
You got Russell Wilson better?
Russell Wilson's going to be next at 50. Then Justin Herbert, 52. Rodgers, 53.
I'd take any of them. So I'd probably wait.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken him just for the reason Petey's saying right there.
So that's why this is hard, because it depends on how you're building your team and how many other quarterbacks are available at the time. Because you can delay on a quarterback this year and probably get a really good one at 8
So,
9.
so if
9,
you're building
you
your building your team in a way that's kind of traditional, and you go
Stafford.
But listen, if you can get Dak Prescott in the 5th round, and I already have 2 backs and 2 quarterbacks. I'm sorry. 2 running backs and 2 receivers. Dak Prescott's a great pick there, I think.
Do you think
take
there's
another
what tight
receiver.
ends available though? Because there's the top 3.
Well,
and
they're
then-
gonna all be gone by then, guaranteed.
but I think there's another tier of 5.
You can get him 6th round then.
I don't know if you can. It depends on how many of them are gone. So when you get to the 5th round, you're kind of debating whether you want to do a quarterback, another receiver, another tight end. Are you going for running back depth? That's really what makes or breaks your season, because with the flex spots in a lot of these leagues, you could actually have a 3rd running back that starts.
Yeah, the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds are
That's
big
where you win it or
rounds.
lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really where people need to
Because the
concentrate.
first and second rounds are pretty much pre-chosen for wherever
Any
you
mock
are at.
draft has got them
Yeah.
scripted out, and there's not very much variation in
agree.
there. But if you really look at it, the top 12 quarterbacks, like when I put together my draft, my secret draft strategies and stuff, I look and try to get like 12 or 13 quarterbacks that I'd be okay with having. And I try to slot them in what round I think they would go in. And then during the draft, I kind of eliminate the ones that I think, they'll be around later, or which ones I would settle in on, and if I could wait on the quarterback spot.
You put that much thought into it?
I do. Tight ends the same way.
But
those are the top 2 things that you got to really pay attention to: tight end and quarterbacks, because I think those will make or break.
Quarterbacks, you can wait those sometimes.
Correct.
You can snap up a guy in the 7th, 8th, even 9th round that's just sitting there because already 10 have been taken.
Yeah,
I took Travis last year in the 3rd round.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
That's a great
I'm
pick.
surprised he's around in the 3rd round. My son
Yeah,
wants to
it was,
draft him this
He
for
will-
our
round.
league that we're in the 2nd round.
He will not
wants
be
him.
around. He'll be drafted in the 2nd round in our league.
My son wants him. I'm just telling
Because
you
he's
now.
considered a receiver, and you can
Right.
actually play him at flex if you like another tight end.
Do you think he's still got another year in him?
I hope so. I got
They're
him in
counting
Dynasty.
on him. They didn't do much to build tight ends without him. They
The
didn't go
mock
after
I've
him.
got loaded up right now had him picked at 8th overall in
Oh,
the first
Yeah,
round.
that's too much. That's too early.
That's too high.
I agree.
Because you could get the best receiver or second best receiver.
Yeah,
there,
disregarding
depending
money
on the
or
draft.
just disregarding money and everything, that's way too high.
So to finish off top 10, it was Brady and then Tannehill at 75 and 81.
So Tannehill's kind of interesting because you really can't play. You can't load up against the pass. because they'll run it right down your throat. But then he's got Julio on one side and A.J. Brown on the other one, and then Frisker's their tight end. I really think they could do leveling. They can run guys in different depths and pass routes, and then if you sit back and play pass, they can just hammer you with the run. So Tannehill is really interesting to me.
And there's still quite a few guys. You got, guys that could have big years.
Where's Stafford at?
Stafford's at 11.
Stafford could
Hurts, Burrow,
Jalen Hurts take us the next
Hurts,
step?
Burrow, Trevor. I think Burrow's ranked too low personally.
They say he's
Kirk
struggling.
Cousins, he's got great receivers.
I heard Burrows is struggling in practice.
He's afraid of that injury.
You could get
He's afraid about doing something to it. Yeah.
You can get Kirk Cousins at the end of the quarterback cycle.
Who?
Kirk Cousins, because he's got two really good receivers right there.
Yeah, he's a solid backup.
And be okay. Yeah, he could be your number two.
You got Tua, who could, if he somehow takes another step, could be because he's running and he's going to score some cheap touchdowns.
And to round out the top 20 would be Trevor Lawrence, Matt Ryan, Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson's on here still, Justin Fields, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Who's going to be the quarterback in San Francisco? Because they could put up huge numbers with Brandon.
It's going to be Garoppolo.
Yeah, for
to
now.
start, I believe.
But he might be serviceable, and you pick somebody else.
So
up.
again, do you just forego a quarterback and then pick one or two of these guys in the 10th and 12th round or something?
Like
they're going to be around, like Fields or
Fitzmagic used to do that. He'd come out of nowhere and put up huge games.
Roethlisberger and
you pick him up
all
halfway
those
through.
guys.
So
Derek Carr, maybe.
Do you guys, off the top of your head, have a guy that you think a sleeper? Oh, let's start with a bust. Who do you think could be a quarterback bust this year?
Zach Wilson.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, but you're not drafting Zach Wilson in the top 20.
You're talking about that high.
I'm talking.
Fantasy.
I'm talking. You say Mahomes. That would be more of a bust type guy, or like say Herbert, something like that.
Yeah,
because
someone who's
going to be draft
someone
high.
who's established themselves.
Someone's going to be draft high.
Okay, yeah.
Where was Drew Lock even on that? They've been talking good about him.
Well, he's in a battle right now, though.
I know.
He hasn't won it outright yet.
Drew Lock.
So he's probably not in the top.
The other
20.
day he did have.
Yeah,
the other day he did throw for 150, with 6 completions and 2 touchdowns.
2 because Noah Fant caught 3.
Yeah, Noah Fant caught 3 from the other guy.
My bust is Taysom Hill. It's not that big of a stretch.
He might not be the starter, though.
Yeah, Winston might be the starter.
You have to go with a starter here.
Okay. All right.
I like
a guy has a starting job right now for sure. Do you have anybody? Will you have anybody?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Burrows.
Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow.
I'm gonna go with Allen.
That was who I was gonna take too. I was thinking of him because that's a bust. He's shooting for the sky as the #1 quarterback right now.
I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson. If he gets hit once or twice,
I like it, Petey.
And
if he gets hit
COVID.
once or twice, he might be in trouble.
I'm gonna say Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
Same,
he's a good
for the
pick
same
too,
reason,
yeah.
probably.
Just because he plays like he's 6'4" and he's not. When he runs.
I'm gonna
He's
say
got
Justin.
but he has Hopkins obviously, which is
I'm gonna say Justin Fields.
That's not a bust.
he's not a starter either.
I'm laughing my rear end off.
I'm
in
gonna
this room
say
full of
Justin
beer.
Herbert. I think he's gonna go through that sophomore slump, as they call it.
Good call.
Okay. How about a guy that you would a sleeper type guy that you think's gonna be like?
I'm gonna go Joe Burrows.
I got one for you.
Sleeper?
Yeah. Rex Burkhead. The Texans.
Is it quarterback?
Quarterback?
Oh, I thought you were talking about anybody. I thought you were talking about anybody. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the question.
Check the voltage on those power lines.
I see. Get him
I tell you what.
Get him some more tapioca.
We got a quarterback sleeper though. Anybody?
I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Okay.
I think Sam Darnold.
I like that pick.
Carolina.
That's great.
I'm gonna say Carson Wentz if he comes back week 1.
He should be. They're saying he will.
Yeah, him and Quentin Nelson had said today that they're on track for week 1 starts.
Some super doctor they found did the surgery, I guess.
Somebody could say Mac Jones if he gets the starting job.
I think he will get starting job. Cam Newton looks terrible.
Not right away.
That's a good sleeper.
I think he will.
It's better than a guy that's supposed to be on the bench.
Cam Newton can dress good. That's about it.
He can dress really good.
Why? Just because he wears hats?
So nobody took Dak as a possible disaster.
I think Dak's gonna be
he's healthy,
back to normal.
I heard he's not.
I think my sleeper is Mahomes.
It's good.
That's a bust.
No, my sleeper. I kind of like a couple guys here. I do like Tannehill.
Yeah,
just because of the weapons he has, he just added to his weapons. If Julio Jones stays healthy, plus the running game helps. The
not a
quarterback
huge
no matter what.
sleeper because he's ranked pretty high.
Shooting fish in a bucket
10,
right
but
there.
I mean, the thing is, I think he can finish higher than Brady.
Okay.
I think
I agree.
Brady's a good quarterback, but then again, Brady had some great games last year, so I just like him better than a few of the guys ahead of him right now.
I would have took Brady.
I think a guy that also is ranked really low on here, and I think is going to have a good year. I think that the teams, I think they also are a team that they got big plans for him. They could all, but I like Baker Mayfield. Is ranked 16 here. I think he's a guy who's going to have a good year.
He has the best commercials for sure.
He does. They have great years. Those are great commercials. So let's go to running backs. Just yay or nay in the position. Let's not overthink it this time. Let's just say if you think you take them, they're not, Petey.
Sorry.
McCaffrey at number 1. I think we're all going to say yay, I believe, on that.
I'm going to say no.
Well, I mean, no, number 1 for him. Okay.
You'd say number 2 then?
Dalvin Cook, you take over him, or Derrick Henry?
It's close. I think I actually might go with Ezekiel Elliott, believe it or not.
Yeah, Elliott's going to have – I like Elliott. He was going to be –
I think he's the guy.
He's a sleeper.
Dalvin Cook, you got Derrick Henry at 3, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb. I don't have it up, so I can't see.
Yeah, and Elliott then. And
Elliott, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, and Najee Harris. I think Aaron Jones is ranked too low on here, personally.
What number?
He's at 9. He'd be ranked. He'll be drafted 10th overall. So I guess 10th. I'm looking at that 10th overall. If I can get him 10th overall, I'll take him.
My mock has Eckler up there.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, I have
higher
up.
Eckler's right after Najee Harris
that's
and
what I
Antonio Gibson and Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins. I think Edwards-Helaire could be a sleeper this year. I think it's a second year for him. And Damian Williams is gone, so they have.
That's intriguing because
that's a good sleeper.
Because Kansas City revamped their whole offensive line.
Yes.
They got rid of all their tackles, their guards,
and they did a good job what they did.
So if you were sitting at 12 and 13 because you get the pick coming back, would you think about taking Helaire at one of those spots?
Oh yeah.
No,
most definitely.
I go two wide receivers back to back there at 12,
and 13.
I don't agree with that because if you're losing 8 running backs,
what receivers would you take right there?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Because here's my problem with that is you got Devontae Adams if he's still there.
Yep, that's
but
one.
Who's the second?
Hopkins.
Adams will go in our drafts around here. If you're doing a straight new draft, he'll go 7 or 8. Adams for sure.
But you just rattle off like 8 running backs. So I mean, if all those running backs fell,
you're at 12 or 13. Then you're getting a good running back. You're going to get Eckler or
Julio might be really decent in Tennessee. You just don't really know. I mean, there's tons of guys.
I like AJ Brown better than Julio.
How about Kelvin Ridley? They got him ranked real high.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, well, he's going to be number 1 now.
Metcalf could be decent there.
Diggs should be higher than that.
Well,
I think Justin Jefferson's going to have an amazing year.
Well, let's talk about running backs still.
It would be Adams and probably Diggs.
Let's talk about running back still. You guys have a sleeper at running back that you think?
David Montgomery.
Yeah, that's a popular pick. I don't know.
I think he's going to have a great year.
He's ranked 18th, 31st pick in the draft.
Is Cohen back? Does he have to fight for carries with Cohen?
He's not even listed as.
He'll be off the PUP list by the time season starts.
But he's not even listed as a running back.
I just want to know if Cohen's going to
Damian Williams is going to be actual backup now. Damian Williams is the backup now.
But
Cohen will be more of a scat back type thing. No, he's going to be like a Darren Sproles type guy, which he should be. Yeah. The Bears made their roster wrong last year by putting Cohen as the backup.
We going sleeper picks?
Yep.
I'll go Trey Sermon.
Nice.
That's not bad. I don't know. Something about Myles Gaskin down in Miami. I'm thinking Miami is newly improved, and I know he's their lead back, but I don't think too many people talk about him.
I know Willie said Rex Burkhead in Houston, but I'm going to go with Philip Lindsay in Houston. If they can get anything together, their offense is pretty poor, so they have a lot of work.
I'm going to go with David Johnson in Houston. Nobody's expecting him to do jack. He's the incumbent.
How about someone that might be a bust maybe?
Saquon Barkley coming off
could
an
be
injury.
Saquon. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
Yeah. Darrell Henderson, I think with the Rams, I think they're putting all their chips there. There was a reason they went out and they got.
Well, he's ranked 30th, so it's not really a bust.
But Cam Akers, there's a reason they went and got Cam Akers when they did. It's because Henderson wasn't really doing it, and so whether you want to say that was a depth pick or basically they didn't think Henderson was going to be the guy, they're going to have to freelance that this year and see what happens. But I could see him really struggling.
What about Derrick Henry? How many guys have come off a big, huge year like that and not even come close? Yeah. It's tough. I mean, he's got a lot of miles on there.
Here's a name you guys are going to kind of freak a little bit, but DeAndre Swift. Is that how you say it? DeAndre?
Yeah,
I hope.
Up in Detroit, because Detroit, no offense, Willie, Detroit's going to struggle this year. I don't know any of their receivers. Who do they have? The Badger guy, Cephas. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, they got Amon-Ra. They're all young guys.
Who?
Amon-Ra.
I don't even know who that is.
It's the guy from USC.
Yeah, they got a lot of young guys.
I thought he was from Penn State.
They got Hawkinson's going to get a lot of balls there.
He's the only guy.
I have Swift and Hawkinson in the league, so I'm kind of hoping that's how it works out.
I mean, there's got to be offense somehow, somewhere. They're going to be behind. I just don't see Detroit running the ball very well because they really can't pass it very well.
That's a good point.
Jared Goff got kicked out of the Rams, and he's going to Detroit. He's not their guy. The reason he left the Rams is because he couldn't read a defense. In the Super Bowl, New England was messing with him. They wouldn't actually shift to their defense until after his headset cut out. Did you guys know that one?
Mm-hmm.
So once his headset cut out, then they had a signal, and they shifted into the real defense. He couldn't read it, and he couldn't counter it, and they had a better team. And so he's with Detroit, and I don't see him, being much better. I mean, they gave up a boatload, when they sent Stafford out. They got a lot back in return, but you're counting on Goff to balance out the running game. I just don't see it. Plus, the Bears have a great defense. I really like what Minnesota's got going on, and I think Green Bay's got a good defense too. That's 3 good defenses that they have to face.
Problem is the
in their
Packers
division.
defense set up for the pass though.
Yeah, they're supposed to play with a lead, which they should have leads.
Yeah, but
you're not going to run it then.
Yeah, I agree.
If it stays close though, they're going to be.
But the problem is Dalvin Cook last year proved that if you get the Packers in a close game, you can run all over.
Yeah,
them.
that's
he
what
won
I'm
the
saying.
game. He won the game basically. Just him and the offensive line and him won the game basically by themselves.
And with
that
you know
game.
what the thing is in Detroit, they got Dan Campbell.
And
He's a turd.
Seriously,
He's the intangible.
he is.
You're just
All
talking about.
he's got to do is coax these guys into playing a close game,
But-
and
but
it
we're-
makes it tough on
We're
everybody.
actually talking about potential busts, and I can see DeAndre Swift,
Okay.
not being.
you know what I
very
think
good.
a potential bust is, and it's gonna maybe throw it out there for you guys.
Chubb.
I think McCaffrey is, and the reason I'm gonna say that is their offense isn't gonna be that good this year. They're gonna have to lean on him a lot. I disagree with Darno. I don't think Darno is a good NFL quarterback at all. And I think this is gonna come back, and he is a guy who's took a pounding his first 2 years in the league. Last year caught up with him, and let's see what happens. Because last year was his third year, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you his third year, correct?
I think it's
new
4.
contract now.
No, his third.
Well, his first 2 years were great.
Yeah.
Then I thought it was his third. Well, whatever. But then he gets injured last year, and he couldn't even come back from the injury, which they thought he was going to come back and never did. Never even IL.
Well, they were out of it, and they told him not to.
But I'm
as
just
well.
saying. So I think for the number 1 pick, I'm more comfortable with like a Dalvin Cook or even Kamara up there. Kamara's in the same situation now. He doesn't have Drew Brees anymore. Michael Thomas isn't playing. I mean, your offense is kind of stripped down.
And they're going to have the quarterback run a lot.
Yeah.
If it's Taysom
Do any
Hill.
of us have a high draft pick in any league? Like
I'm number 4 in the league.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a crappy 10th pick or something.
And I'm honestly
11
thinking
and-
about taking Elliott there at 4.
I hope I'm not talking you into something, but
No, I like Elliott. I liked Elliott. I've been watching Hard Knocks.
it's great balance. They have great balance
For
right
what you
now.
believe in, you watch Hard Knocks, you can tell if a team's going to be good or bad. You can tell. I've watched one Hard Knock so far, and I love it. He's lost weight. He's slimmed down. And
He's playing for his quarterback, too.
The
You can
line's
tell.
better. The line's better. They made their line a little better from last year. The line was so injured last year. They had like 3 guys come back now that missed like a total of like 37 games last year. So they're going to be.
And when Dak got hurt, you could tell that team, they felt horrible. They're like, oh, my God, he put his heart and soul into this, and he went down, and now they're playing for him.
And we all know the answer to this question. How do you help a bad defense?
You get salt on your McNuggets on your breakfast sandwich.
You run the football and control the clock, and I think that's what Dallas has to do to win. And I like Dak Prescott, though, because they're going to be behind eventually. So they're going to have to throw. And Elliott is a great back out of the backfield. He's very underrated in that part of the game. So I like Elliott a lot. I agree with you, Petey, on Elliott a ton.
You didn't even say anything about putting the salt on the breakfast
yeah,
sandwiches.
you see that? The Hard Knocks of Jerry Jones is putting salt on his McMuffin. Who puts salt on their sausage? I'm like, really? Wow.
What's
You got a
he doing?
McDonald's McMuffin?
Well, it was some kind of, I don't know. It was like
It's a breakfast sandwich.
It
of
might be a
some kind.
sandwich.
McGriddle?
maybe-
Sodium's
yeah.
off the
It's a
chart
McGriddle.
out there.
Well, they made it like in the
Pancake.
cafeteria for him. It looked like a. It looked good. Don't get me wrong. it
He
looked
might have
tasty.
actually got that right straight from McDonald's. He had to
Man,
unwrap
it's not healthy
So,
like Quick Trip
Let's
stuff.
talk receivers. I'll name them down. We'll go. Let's go. This is what they got him being drafted at. 9th will be Adams. 11th will be Hill. Diggs at 13. Metcalf at 18. Hopkins 19. Ridley at 21. A.J. Brown 22. Justin Jefferson 23. Keenan Allen 30. And Mike Evans running off top 10 at 37. So when you see that list, who do you like as anybody on that list you think you like all those guys in the top 10 of receivers? I mean, anybody that jumps out and goes, I'm not really. You would still take them, but not maybe in the top 10 running receivers.
So I'm saying Julio is missing from the list.
So that's your sleeper for you.
For me, that would be my absolute sleeper.
What was I couldn't see the bottom of the list.
It was Evans and Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson, 8, 9, 10.
I don't like Evans.
Okay. No, A stat about Evans that's pretty intriguing. I saw this today. He's averaged 70 yards a game his whole career, and he's only missed like 6 games. He wasn't a touchdown guy the 1 year. He had 1 year, and he didn't catch any touchdowns.
Right, time out, though. Is Drew Brees ever going to come to reality and kind of, lack better way to say this, kind of peter out?
Tom Brady.
Did I say Tom Brady?
You said Drew Brees.
I meant Tom Brady.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Is Tom Brady ever going to come back to reality and start to actually age?
No, I don't think this year. I think I think he's going to get to retire if he wants it being good, and I think this will be his last year. And their team's going to.
Do you? This one? Everybody resigned and came back. They didn't lose anyone.
I think he signed a 2-year deal, and I believe that.
Yeah, for $1 each year.
And then he's going to Detroit next year after Goff leaves.
So okay, sleeper receiver. Who do you like? You got a sleeper receiver.
Sleeper receiver.
Yep. And whoever wants to throw one out, sleeper receiver. You said
I said Julio.
You said Julio, which he's 14. So, but yeah, I agree. He's a good. I pick him higher than some of these guys. That's right. That's what sleeper is. Willie, any sleepers you got? My sleeper is P's gonna like this. He's gonna love this.
Yeah, Valdez-Scantling.
No, CeeDee Lamb is a sleeper for me.
Lamb.
I think CeeDee Lamb could bust in that top 6. He's ranked below. He's ranked 12 in here, so I think he's drafted high. Personally, I draft him higher than that.
I'm gonna go Mooney for the Bears.
Darnell Mooney, that's good. Or Darnell Mooney. I'm sorry, Darnell
Mooney.
Willie, who'd you have?
Yep.
I don't have one, to be honest with you.
What about the Cleveland receivers? Who do they have?
Well,
They have everybody.
Beckham.
I thought Jarvis Landry played great without Beckham. I don't know what Beckham does to that whole
They got T.
dynamic.
Higgins.
Is Beckham a sleeper now?
There's
No,
is that right?
Cleveland,
No,
Cleveland has
he's
T. Higgins.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati has T.
Yeah.
Higgins.
Who's Cleveland? They got another big guy.
Is Odell?
Odell and Jarvis Landry.
Is he a sleeper though?
And that 3-name guy, Peoples Jones.
Okay.
Peoples Jones, right? He's
Yeah.
there?
Yep.
That's a Michigan kid.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yep.
Damon, I think.
How about a? You say name a sleeper?
No, I was waiting for Willie.
No, I don't have one.
You said Julio.
Yeah, I really like Julio. I do. And then I think there's a couple of guys on the
Well,
Jets.
if we dig deeper, I mean,
the
I
Jets
guess we dig
is all
deeper.
over the place.
Robbie Anderson's going to get a lot of catches, believe it or not.
He's not with the Jets anymore.
Here's my ultimate sleeper.
It's Jacksonville or something.
I said this a few weeks ago, and it all depends on, I believe, on. Well, it doesn't depend on that because I think I like Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh,
a ton in Indy.
Yeah,
he's a legit number 1 there for them.
They just got to make sure they get Carson Wentz throwing the rock.
Yeah, and last year he had a great in the playoffs. He had a great game in that game against the Bills. He had a great last 4 or 5 games. The kind of guy's trending up, and he's a big-bodied receiver, and I like Pittman Jr. a ton. And I tried trading for him in Dynasty, and I couldn't get him.
Robbie Anderson's with the Panthers now.
Panthers. Okay.
Yeah. So
my Sam Darnold guy.
The rookies obviously Jamar Chase. I think is ranked pretty low on here, 22, but he's fighting with T. Higgins, so that's a tough situation. I think Jalen Waddle is going to be solid.
Miami, isn't he?
Yep.
That was going to be one I was going to mention.
Jalen Waddle will be one.
I got to turn this a second though. What about Ruggs and Jury, the 2 top guys from last year? Which of those 2 is going to be better?
Judy.
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 I think Ruggs. I read about Ruggs. He's added weight to himself. He's got a little bigger. I have him in Dynasty. I can keep him if I want. I don't know what I'm doing yet because I don't know if he's worth the money. I think
7?
he was
8.
I got him in the draft last year. I don't think I paid him. Maybe 15 he might be.
Yeah,
and that's going to be too much, I think.
That's right on the line.
Yeah, and
he's worth the gamble.
He's
in my
not the
mind.
legit number 1 there, and I've already got guys I got to keep money-wise.
Rocky's mentioning
Michael Gallup.
He thinks Michael Gallup.
Oh, Gallup's a good call. Yep, Gallup. I like
as a sleeper.
Gallup's the 3rd receiver there now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
But Dallas is going to have to throw the ball. And
Randall Cobb,
yeah.
He might not even make that team.
I just wanted to help you out here.
I would take.
Lazard?
I like Lazard out of anybody.
More than Valdez-Scantling?
Yes.
Really?
I think Lazard's a better. Lazard's a sure-handed receiver.
More than Funchess?
MVS dropped to me. Well,
Funchess had a real nice game.
He looked good out there,
We'll
too.
Yeah.
He's got good hands.
Maybe they know what they're doing after all.
Right. But then they're going to bring Cobb back as their 7th receiver.
I'm still trying to figure out who they're going to run at tight end because I really don't believe in the one dude. I think
Tanyan.
Yeah, because they had
Sternberg.
They drafted Sternberger pretty high, and then they drafted a kid out of Cincinnati in like the 3rd round, and potentially 3rd round tight ends.
But you carry 3, don't you?
Well, and then they still got that blocking back that they had, the old
Mercedes
guy.
Lewis.
Yeah. So I mean, they might have 5 tight ends on their roster.
They can't.
They won't suit them all up. They'll make them,
Where's Randall Cobb even going to fit onto this team?
I told you he's a slot guy.
I think what I think they're going to do with him, and I believe for a team that's in their situation, you always need a sure-handed punt returner. And if he gets, I think he's more of a 4th receiver of anything on that team right now. I don't think he's a slot. I think he's their punt returner type guy that plays the fourth receiver, maybe gets slot time at times, just because you don't want to turn the ball over on special teams when you're a team that can be good enough to win. If you start losing games because of sloppy play, you don't trust that to a rookie, I don't think. And I think punt return, he's a punt. He's a good was a solid punt returner. He has good hands.
Good point.
I just think they have to keep him now, or Rodgers will get mad. And if they traded for him, so you can't. I mean, you could cut him.
Last year, the Packers had a guy named Tyler Irvin that would run these like little sweeps and stuff, these little reverses and all that. And he's gone. He's absolutely gone.
Jeff was waiting for a cup of ice water. It took forever at McDonald's. He said,
"Yeah, $15."
So let's go to the tight ends. The fun part of the draft is usually
this. Is tough.
So we have Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, Pitts, Andrews, Hockenson, Logan Thomas, Dallas Goedert, Rob Gronkowski, and Noah Fant. Those are your top 10, and we're talking all the way through pick 112. So pretty much after 29, after you got Kelsey, Kittle, and Waller in the top 29 picks, your next tight end is not till 51, which is Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is going to be picked really high by people. Don't know if it's right or wrong. I think he's going to be actually picked high because it's just everything around the guy. Obviously, we have to see a few more weeks and see what happens in maybe some of these preseason games, which preseason games don't hold a lot of weight for me personally. I think it's more you don't see a lot of players play that are going to make the team anyway, so it's not really a huge deal. So I don't know. So what do you guys think about that the top three, Kelsey, Kittle, Waller? Are we all good with? I mean, everybody agrees with those three guys probably.
Oh yeah, you have to.
I think I'm taking Waller before Kittle personally. At this point, I like Waller, but Kelsey obviously is. It's hard not to take Kelsey at the number one tight end.
I'm taking Tebow.
You beat me to it.
I forgot. Really.
So if you had a sleeper at tight end, who would you like at a sleeper? Anybody here have a sleeper out there that they think about? Hop said Irv Smith Jr.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Minnesota tight end?
Yeah.
That's just who I was looking up. Because that's who I thought.
That's a good
pick.
job, Hop. Who do you have for sleeper? Anybody? I have a couple.
I'm going to go with Troutman.
Yep. Troutman's one of them from New Orleans.
Yep.
Yeah. I like Noah Fant, believe it or not. I think
I like Fant too.
There.
I think Noah Fant is this is his year, I think. They really have to
It's going to be him and Hockenson. They both come up together as those two top picks. I think they're both going to have big years.
Well, Hockenson had a good year last year.
Yeah, he had a good year, but this year's going to be better for him.
Drissler, tight end Seattle, I think. No?
Driscoll? I don't know.
I thought there was a
I'm
tight
thinking
end
about
out there.
In Seattle, Everett's in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's not who I was thinking.
Nobody else in Seattle, so maybe it's not on the list. Maybe it's a good sleeper. It's a good deep one.
What about Tyler Higbee?
Oh,
Higbee, I like Higbee a lot.
Because tell you what, Stafford's always liked his tight ends. You know?
Yeah, Gerald. The other tight
That's
end.
what she said.
Oh, there you go.
Good one.
It's about time.
Hey now,
who's the Atlanta? Is it
the other guy?
Hunter Henry or
I had Austin Hooper.
No, he's gone.
No, I have him in fantasy. It's no, not Austin Hooper. I'm sorry. I have the guy in fantasy. I can't remember his name.
They drafted Pitts.
No, Hayden Hurst.
They got Pitts. You're right.
Hayden Hurst too.
Yeah, okay.
Hayden Hurst, they say, is going to lose a lot of stuff because of Pitts now.
Okay,
he'll be more
because they throw the tight end quite a bit.
Yeah, last year though, I had Hayden Hurst and he was terrible.
Yeah,
It's
and Hooper
Matt-
had a
Matt
huge
Ryan's
year
arm's
the year
gonna fall
before.
off.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
Matt Ryan can't throw very far
Right, he's going to be. So it's going to be Pitts. My fault.
I like a couple guys I like as sleepers is and this sounds weird to say because I think they're kind of forgetting about him. I think Zach Ertz going to have a better than people think because they kept him in Philly. He's not going anywhere, and if he's healthy to play,
he's always hurt.
Well, he only had it last year. The year before, he was awesome. He was good until last year. And
He's
I mean,
every other
Dallas
year.
Goedert kind of popped in. Oh, he's going to be the guy. They're going to trade. And he was upset. Well, the guy's going to still show up and play, right?
You know, Ertz is my guy. I had him for a long time. So it's
plus his wife is hot.
Julie,
Soccer
player.
player, yeah.
Also,
okay.
I'm a
I had no
fan
idea.
of Mike Gesicki in Miami. I think he could have a good year. And I'll be a homer here. I'm going to say Cole Kmet maybe. You never know.
Is he going to get traded?
No, Cole Kmet won't get traded. Cole Kmet is
I'm going to pick Adam Sheehan
from Miami.
Yeah, he's in Miami now.
Yeah, he's
huge.
He's behind Gesicki though.
Who's the Bears tight end that's down in New Orleans? Is that Troutman?
No, they're
that was what we were just saying. Shaheen's in Miami.
Shaheen's in Miami.
Oh, I thought Troutman was with the Bears.
Troutman was a draft pick.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
so. Yeah. So yeah, any other?
What does Houston got for any positions? Because I'd like to pick one.
Brevin Jordan. Tight end.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yep.
Oh, that's clutch, Willie.
I mean, tight ends.
6'2", 247.
Willie had it queued up.
I did, man. right off the tee.
Well done, Willie.
Tight ends, though, it's going to be after the first few guys. It's just
Well, you could tear them out.
yeah. There's not much to go there. It's in a long season. It's only a couple points when you. It's very minimal.
Yeah, because what you're doing is that if you take a Kelsey, you're passing up on like an A.J. Brown or something like that.
Or
so you're passing up on points that are going to be there, although you have a model of consistency in Kelsey, who's going to always get you those, average you 6 catches and 80 yards and maybe and a half touch on a week. That's what he's going to average you pretty much for the season, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Merkley is going to have a bigger year there this year, and it might take some of his throws.
Who?
Was it
Merkel
Hardman or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh,
So now that there's a lot of passes getting taken away.
They've
now.
always been there, though.
I know.
Those guys have been there. I mean, the year
And
Tyreek
he's
Hill
getting older, and
Yeah, they've cut away some of the secondary receivers, though. You're right. There's more primary left.
I can't see taking Kelsey that high just because the guys are younger
well,
underneath. And with
in this draft, they have him number 12, so he's getting at the bottom of the pick. So you're
this
taking
one, they had him at 8.
Yes, yeah,
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I would never pick a tight end before the 3rd round, personally.
Yeah, I'm a boob guy.
Unless there's some kind of weird keeper league. Yeah, like I know I'm in a league where you're gonna keep 1 or 2 guys after the 7th round. So if you keep, say I got to keep, I don't know, last year I drafted Justin Jefferson. I have name a running that I would have been drafted late last year. It's gonna be good this year. That could have been drafted after the 7th round or 8th round. Name a running back.
The Bears guy.
Okay, let's say I have Montgomery and Jefferson. Then I can see taking Kelsey on this early in that pick because I have a starting back, I have a good receiver, so now Kelsey makes sense. But if I'm starting a draft, if I'm drafting fresh, Kelsey 12 is tough for me.
So my son and I have been arguing about the concept of a zero running back thing, where you take receivers and tight ends in the first 3 rounds, you take a quarterback in the 4th round, and you wait to get your running backs in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and you try to load up on lower tier guys and have somebody have a breakthrough. And so he thinks that's a great idea. And I said, listen, unless you're drafting at 12, there's no chance that's going to happen because you're going to get 2 really good receivers at 12 and 13. You're going to get one of the top 3 tight ends in theory at the end of the 3rd round. That's about right. And then you just got to figure out if there's a worthwhile receiver with the first pick of the 4th round. And then after that, you try to get your quarterback and load up and run. Like you can get Russell Wilson probably in the 5th round, I'm thinking.
Oh, for
Somewhere
sure.
right around there. And then you just get a bunch of middle tier running backs and hope somebody breaks through or an injury happens, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you're kind of rooting for injuries then, or you're picking like a Trace Sermon
But
guy.
you're getting the bulk of your points from
Well, he'll
the
probably be
receivers, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And
That's true.
that's where that might actually work.
But if you're picking at 6, there's no way you're
No,
doing that.
no, because there's nobody worthwhile at 6.
You have to be 10 or down, 10 or
And,
lower.
and on top of that, on the way back at like 18 or 19, whatever number you're actually at in the 2nd round, you're going to get like the 5th or 6th best wide receiver by then.
Yep.
They're
So
going
you
to
go running back,
out.
wide receiver. It's perfect that way.
I mean, it depends on your league too and who's in it and why and how they like. You guys know that the Bears and the Packers, people in our leagues are homers. Those guys are going way.
Well, Packers
too
go
early.
more than Bears.
Well,
That's because they got better players. Jesus.
I mean, that goes without saying. But
they do. I mean, I'm not talking about the
where
whole
does Justin
team.
Fields go in the keeper league? Does he
Well,
get drafted this year?
He'll get drafted.
You think somebody in our league will draft Justin Fields
In the top, in those 12 picks?
in our rookie league?
I guarantee.
Really? Okay.
Somebody's going to draft him at like
what about
4.
Trey Lance?
Yeah, I believe.
I
Should
hope
we
so.
keep going
I
down
hope
the list?
I hope so because I'm drafted at 11.
Hey, who's hop taken from Minnesota?
I'm believing that.
Hop, who you taking?
I believe that. Yeah, Justin Fields is going to be worth. I think, what you take him at.
$4 if you can get him at like
$2, $4, whatever.
Because here, okay, somebody picks him at say like in our league where it's a $2 minimum. So if somebody at say you're sitting at what
I'm 6th or 7th or something.
Okay, that's too early.
I wouldn't take him there.
So
Well,
if-
I could put him on bid $2 on him.
Right, you could.
You
Every-
could.
every-
You
every
could.
pass on him, yeah.
So if you're I was going to say if you're the 9th or 10th pick, if you put Fields up at $2, I doubt anybody goes over the top of you on that. You'll get him at $2.
I don't
You
know.
could put in your spot too. You could do the same thing. There's nobody's going to go over the top.
Scott, you went with Burrow last year, and you ended up trading him away, knowing
Great
you
value.
kind of learned a lesson there a little bit. You said it's kind of hard to bank on some of these quarterbacks, and some of the other ones are putting up decent stats. So knowing that, it's kind of like, are you going to try to ignore the quarterback spot with the rookies? Because how many of them really come in and light it up?
Well, Joe Burrow averaged 300 yards a game when he was.
When you traded him away, and you got good value for him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, When you have like
Because
five
I got Cooper
quarterbacks,
Kupp back in that deal.
Yeah.
but you get five rookie quarterbacks going. Any one of them could catch fire.
I'll be honest. The only rookie quarterback I would take, and this has nothing to do. I mean, I'm a Bear fan, obviously, but Justin Fields is going to be probably the guy out of the group right now that's going to get a chance to start faster than most of those guys. Well, obviously the Jets quarterback starting from day
Wilson.
one, and Trevor Lawrence is, but Trevor Lawrence is on a bad team overall. He could be good. I mean, Trevor Lawrence might actually be a better pick, to be honest.
Well, Fields has got Mooney and Allen Robinson to throw to.
And he has, their line's revamped, and they
got a running back.
Well, they picked up Jason Peters the other day too.
But aren't you willing to roll the dice with Trevor Lawrence? He's going to get every opportunity. Every opportunity.
And he's in a weaker division too. It's a good call.
Yeah, I mean, well, Trevor Lawrence is going to go. Oh, man, it's going to be hard. He can't go before like the 7th pick either or 8th. You can't pay $9.
Well, no,
for
but someone
rookie.
can still get $2.
Well, that's what it's going to be.
The first guy in the draft say $2 for Trevor Lawrence and get him.
Yeah, Trevor might go for 4 or 6, but
I wouldn't pay that much for him.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't pay. I don't. To be honest, at $2, it's tough because I'd rather have it be $1. But it can't be, obviously. It starts at $2 limit.
We're at a minimum?
So,
okay.
So it makes it interesting, this rookie draft, because if you're sitting at, say, your spot and you pick Trevor Lawrence at 2, is somebody really going to go over the top? You pick $4 or $6?
That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking.
It's a great pick. I mean, really. Because you're going to get him next year at $6 or $7.
What's his value,
But you don't know.
Long term.
You don't know.
Well, that's my point.
But if you're waiting for a third-year quarterback, like I've got Kyler Murray right now, and he's now up to $17. It's now worth it. I mean, now he's going to be too expensive by next year.
Well, I have Jalen Hurts.
So you're going to get
$5
2 good years
as a backup.
Right now.
Right now.
And you're hoping this year or next year, and that's it. You're going to have to dump him anyways.
I don't know.
Well,
$5?
If he's good, he dump Mahomes and keep him.
Well, yeah, eventually the salaries will be too high, and I'll have to decide.
Jalen Hurts, though, he's never I mean, I picked him as my sleeper, but I don't think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback the next 2 years.
I know he scrambles well, kind of like what you're saying about the Bears guy.
That's why I'm picking him.
And he's got good receivers now.
His name's Justin Fields.
Yeah, whatever. I won't give him respect until he earns it.
Jeez.
He's no Aaron Rodgers.
No, but I'm just saying,
Jordan
at
Love.
$11, say next year, is Jalen Hurts going to be worth $11 next year? He'd have to put up Kyler.
Well, he'll be 10 for me.
He'd have to put up Kyler
But yeah.
Murray type numbers like Kyler did this year.
But he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna be in a shootout with Dallas. He's gonna put up numbers, I think, in that game. And I don't think the Giants' defense is still really where it needs to be. I think he's gonna put up numbers against
Washington football squad's got a pretty
That's
good defense.
a bomb squad defense. That's going to be the number one defense selected.
That might
without a
knock
question.
them out of the league.
The Washington Redskins. I mean, take that back. The Washington football team.
WFT.
The Washington Guardians.
Yeah, I was going to say the Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think the Buccaneers defense is heading above better than they are.
Oh, I bet you they're not.
I think they are.
Their rush defense?
Oh, I think the whole defense as a whole.
Chase Young's going to wreak
that
havoc
That
on
linebacker
people.
and core is incredible.
The defensive line for Washington, they have 4
that
bomb
line-
squad number 1 picks.
That line is pretty badass.
Oh.
But the rest of the defense is mediocre.
That's the thing. As a whole, you have a top. You have every level on the Tampa Bay's defense.
Well,
It's
yeah,
incredible.
but I mean,
Is San Francisco back defensively? They get all their guys back.
Yeah, they're going to be good because they get what's the name back, Bosa.
But
He's
they
back.
have a tough conference out there between Seattle and
Washington's a great pick in fantasy for you're only.
Oh yeah, they're good
because they're going to put up sacks. They're going to get some turnovers.
They get to
on
play the
fumbles.
Giants twice. They get to play the Eagles
they're playing
twice.
A shit division.
The Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys will put up points on most teams they play.
My sleeper defense is the New England Patriots because they had a boatload of guys that went COVID out.
You're right.
And they're able to take all the salaries and keep it. And they spent $150 million in free agency this offseason, knowing that they're getting all those players coming back.
They got to play Miami and Buffalo now, which are actually pretty solid teams.
Bill Belichick's defensive guru, man, I'm telling you, I think New England's it.
Okay.
Don't steal them in the draft because I plan on taking them as my sleeper.
I like it.
It's gonna be like $1, maybe $2. Maybe I'll bid $2.
Or 17.
I'm already
talking defense.
Bump them up.
Or you get the Rams defense for like $14, like someone paid 1 year.
Bateman would have been worth it.
Who's that?
Who's Bateman? Is that the guy that
That's
rookie?
Norman Bateman?
The guy from Ozark. That's the guy from Ozark.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah, from Mama's.
Bill Bateman.
I'm guessing he's a receiver,
the
I
Hogan
believe. I think he's a
family.
receiver from I'm guessing the
Vikings.
No, I mean I was gonna say Vikings, but I don't know.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah, isn't that the guy that he drafted out of Minnesota?
No, that was the kid from.
Who was it?
Who's the
Ah,
kid?
who did you draft?
Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson.
Oh.
Oh, Bateman. Ravens number 1 pick. Yeah. I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, Bateman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Norman Ba-
Richard Bateman.
Rashad.
Yeah, Norman
Rashard.
Bateman from Psycho.
Yeah.
That's what she
That
said.
was the hottest. How come I always get a boner during that shower scene?
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
There you go. So any other fancy stuff?
I think
Yeah, let's talk kickers.
kickers.
No, let's not. I'm kidding.
I'll take Raphael Septien.
I'll take the kid that's kicking from Michigan for the Patriots.
The guy who, when creepy old Jim Harbaugh slept in his bedroom with
It
him.
sure is. Yeah, Rockford, Michigan. That's where my brother
That
lives.
wasn't weird or anything.
Quinn Nordine.
Is that his name?
Maybe watch
Quinn
any,
Nordine.
any. What's his name?
Quinn Nordine.
Nice.
One of the top kickers got hurt already. Who? I'm trying to think. who it was.
Core Will Lutz.
Oh
Core
yeah.
injury,
Yep.
So, anybody watch any preseason football this weekend?
I did. Just a hair.
Anything that
I actually
you
watched
saw?
some of the Packer game.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
Anything you saw or liked or
Yeah,
enjoyed?
Davion Nixon from Indian Trail was playing for Carolina against Indy, and I saw on Facebook somebody had posted good luck to him, and he happened to be on the NFL Network, and I got to see a couple of series, and he looked good in the middle. He was getting double teamed, causing some guys on the ends to get sacks because he was taking up two blockers, which is really what you want those guys to do.
Yep.
So he looked like a little bit of a force. He looked the part. He wasn't getting pushed around. He was pretty stout.
He's lit in the draft too. He was
third round, I think, right?
Fourth maybe.
Yeah, he fell quite a ways. They were saying like
he looked good. I know it's
second
preseason, and
somewhere.
who the hell knows who he's going up against, but he was pretty stout where he needed to be.
What
when
about
I
the
watched.
Whitewater kid?
He's with Denver, Menertz or something like that. He's
Yeah.
the guy with the gut that's in all the pictures. So he's on the O-line there. I didn't get a chance to see Denver yet, but that'll be interesting.
I saw
Colin,
and I don't watch a lot of football, period, but I watched a few quarters of the Packers game, and I kind of like this preseason stuff because Funchess looked.
I wish they would go down to 2 games. I really do.
I agree too.
Just give us a taste. Just tease us a little bit, and then let's just go full bore.
Funchess looked really good. I mean, I can't see how he would hurt the Packers.
And there's like 7 receivers
I know.
and stuff.
And
I don't know.
I think he's gonna jump some of those guys real quick here.
I think
he's
Funchess
played.
is the number 2.
He's a Michigan man.
It's not even
He'll make
close.
it.
You really think that?
Oh, I don't think it's close. I really think the Cobb thing was just a.
Oh, and I'm not
mistake.
saying I was thinking they were thinking Funchess was like 4 or 5.
No.
I don't see how.
I just unless he has can't grasp the playbook, which is I don't know.
He looked really good out there.
This is going to sound really bad, but Aaron Jones is their number 2 receiver.
Well,
He catches so many passes.
I think
They
Aaron
put him
Jones.
out.
I think I'll say this. I think Aaron Jones carries take a hit because of AJ Dillon this year. They have to play AJ Dillon. They have to.
They can run both of them at the same time.
I'm
though.
just saying though, they have
And
to
slot
play
him
him.
out.
They have to play
Yeah.
him just because they have to.
Can I say something? Oh, Jordan Love. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised. He had a strong arm. His touch wasn't great, which all young guys have a strong arm. Their touch is awful on those mid. You know where they got to just kind of flip it the 15 yards.
Reminded me of
they
Brett Favre back
They
in the day.
overthrow those
Yeah.
guys constantly.
Got a bazooka back there and has
He can,
no
he
idea
can
how to
hit the
control
real
it.
long ones and he can hit the
Oh, yeah.
short like slants. But he looked solid.
But let's be realistic. If you paid any attention to all the rookie quarterbacks or all the guys that don't have a ton of experience, they all struggled.
Yeah, they're all going to.
I think a lot of times they're going to panic and they're not going to read coverages and get sacked, or they're going to panic and take off running.
I just thought his
So-
arm looked really good.
It's so mental for these guys right now, though. Their defenses aren't really even trying to disguise their scheme yet. Most of them are running like a base defense, a 4-3 or 3-4, without money blitz packages and all that. And I mean, for lack of a better way to explain it, they're going to have to be able to see it before it happens.
Yeah.
I talked about Goff earlier. He never really picked it up mentally.
I did watch.
A lot of them don't.
I did watch the Bears. Oh, I didn't watch it.
Well, we were doing highlights on the golf course.
I recorded it and I.
Oh, you did watch it back?
Yeah, I watched it. Just the field series.
World Series?
How would you say it? For more than one series.
Hippopotamuses.
Series.
Multiple series.
Multiple series. I watched them.
Yeah.
And I thought he played well. He did what.
Yeah.
The most impressive stuff I saw was many rollout. He had a couple rollouts at the goal line, and he ran for 3 yards to try to throw in a pass in the back. Instead of trying to throw something that wasn't there, which is a key.
Yeah.
And he ran one in from like 15 yards out, and he didn't get sacked, I don't think, at all that day.
So on the touchdown scramble from 12 yards or 15, if that's the one that you're talking
He got
about.
bottled up, and he rolled down and took off.
But he lowered his shoulder, and I don't know if I didn't like that at
I
all.
didn't like that, no. He lowered his shoulder at the goal line instead of just maybe. But
first of all, preseason. Second of
Intuition
all,
just took over.
Yeah.
fine. But preseason, number one. Number two, you're the franchise. Don't do that. I mean, how many more people got to get hurt
I
before
like
the
it.
season
I mean,
starts?
I do like,
I like
his
it.
numbers were impressive. I do like that he averaged 10 yards a completion, which is that's a high number for a Bears quarterback. So, I mean, that's putting it up there. So,
Yeah. This is the time of the year when everybody's got a chance. So you're saying,
and like you said, though, you watch it, doesn't matter. They're not playing any kind of defense. They're not playing coverages. They're everything's being, vanilla. It's just to get looks on guys, see if they're going to make the team or not.
But just like New England, when they brought in their rookie quarterback and he got a standing ovation and everybody cheered. I mean, you guys are in the same boat. You just want to see, you want to keep hope alive, and there's a chance. And that's really all anybody really wants is just a chance. You might have the next Mahomes, the next breakthrough guy.
Next Brady. No, there's not going to be a next Brady.
The next, well, at the time it was Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre. We were like, why the hell are you putting all your eggs in this basket? And it ended up being a pretty damn good basket.
Yeah.
So,
and then hopefully, it's going to probably be the last season of that, so it'll be fun to watch. Hopefully there's not a bunch of crap that pisses me off before games.
Where do you think he goes for real after the season? Do you think he ends up going to Denver or New Orleans?
Somewhere out west.
I think it goes to AFC.
Do you?
That's what I think.
He's going to go to the Raiders.
If the Packers have a chance to decide where he goes, he'll go to the AFC.
It's going to be a top 5 pick AFC team, top 7 pick. Not going to trade him to a team like
Pittsburgh.
If Denver has the 15th pick, I don't think I think he's going somewhere they can get. Well, I think Pittsburgh make the playoffs this year.
Oh, you do? Okay,
yeah.
So he won't go there.
I think Pittsburgh is good enough.
You think Pittsburgh will?
Yeah, I think they're good enough.
Their line's terrible.
Yeah, well,
Oakland's
Najee Harris is going to have to do a lot of work, right?
That's another guy. I mean, he's a rookie.
Najee
so you don't
Harris,
know
I think, is a great pick.
It's he is. It's a great pick for them, but like you said, it's going to be all on his shoulders.
I don't think their line's that bad in Pittsburgh.
I don't know, man. Well, you had Pouncey retired.
Yeah.
Center, you think about the center. He's kind of holds everything together, and you have to if somebody really come in there and take over for him. That's gonna, Roethlisberger's got to put his hand right there,
But he has so many weapons, man.
What about the Colts and stuff? If Carson Wentz doesn't work out, can you see Aaron sliding down to Indy?
I think he wants
to go
west.
I think that they invested in Wentz. I think Wentz got a couple of years. Did
he?
Deal. Yeah, I think he got a deal.
I'm going to go right now. Tampa. No, I mean obviously they're not going to trade him to Tampa.
No.
That would be weird though if
they can't get a good pick for him.
Well, that would be weird if Brady slipped off into the sunset and then he.
How about this one? Tua doesn't have a great year this year. He doesn't advance.
Miami.
And Miami's got the team loaded right now with money to spare.
Or how about New England?
Washington?
I don't see New England.
I don't see New England. Not after getting that rookie guy.
Yeah, but Rodgers is 37, so you sign him to a 2-year mega deal.
Right.
Redskins?
And then Mac Jones starts in 2 years.
No, he won't. He wouldn't go to the
Redskins?
Redskins. No. Because it's a shit show. It always is.
Well,
it depends who the coach is.
I'm
too.
going Miami. It
depends who the coaches are. Where is his the quarterback coach when he cried because he got fired without being told? Where'd that guy go? What's his name? Who's the quarterback? The quarterback coach. What's his name?
Oh, him.
You guys don't. Come on,
guy.
it's your fucking team. You don't know the quarterback coach? The guy that he was mad about?
I'm spreading COVID over.
You guys know who I was.
We're not on the payroll. I don't care.
No, the quarterback coach that he got mad when he got fired. He wasn't told, and he got let go, and they brought someone else in, and he.
Is he the head coach for the Eagles?
No, he's not a head coach.
Doug Peterson?
No, what the? You guys don't know the guy's name?
No, Gus.
No, why would I?
Gus Mack.
Anybody know who the quarterback coach for the Packers was?
Look it up.
He's
You got the
player.
internet?
Van Pelt. Scott Van Pelt.
Oh.
Alex Van Pelt.
No, he's on ESPN.
SVP, not SVP.
He's at the
he's
with the Lions.
Okay, so any fun facts you guys want to spread out today, or anything?
Oh, we still got stuff. I don't know. There's all kinds of fun stuff.
Go
We've
ahead.
been gone for 2 weeks.
Go ahead.
I'm glad 2020 finally came to an end with the Olympics. Finally.
You didn't enjoy watching the Olympics at all?
Hold on.
I did
hold
watch
on,
quite a
hold
bit.
on. I read an article that Russia's pissed because they lost one of the gymnastics things. It was rhythmic gymnastics. They swear that they should have got the gold and the silver.
You never use the rhythm method. It doesn't work.
It has for you.
How am I supposed to talk after that? But they swear the Olympics are fixed because they felt like one of the girls dropped her baton.
Of course they're fixed.
And, hold on. They dropped their baton and she still won the gold, and they're like all pissed. But then the article I read said that the Russian girl did that the year before. The last Olympics. She dropped her baton and still won a gold. So it's possible, but they think the Olympics are fixed. Now I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it's the Olympics.
Of course they're fixed.
You got Kerrigan who's taking one in the knee and stuff, and
that's like the pot calling the kettle black because there's a reason why they're called the Russian Olympic
Committee, yeah,
committee
they were
because
doping. They got caught
they were,
doping.
yeah, exactly. So all those
Yep.
dopers over there.
So Russia themselves couldn't be in the Olympics, but the International Federation felt like it was okay to like take the people that tested
that
clean
passed it,
and they
yeah,
let them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
spot on, Will. You
Yep.
doing your research there?
I have.
like it.
I have.
Did you
But
guys
yeah.
watch the volleyball at all?
Which one? Sand?
No, the
Beach?
regular. I watched both beach volleyball. of
Men's or
course.
women's?
Both. But you see the women's team? Did you guys see the coach?
Which one?
Who's the coach of the women's?
Oh, Karch.
It's Karch, right?
Karch Karai, yeah.
Thanks.
Karai.
So
St.
I
John
was
Smith?
like, all I can picture is them getting on the plane, and it's like, because I mean, it's Karch, so it's like, oh, we got the balls, check. We got a net, check. We got our tiny little shorts, check. Where the fuck's Karch? He's in every Olympics. We need Karch.
Karch
He's been
Karai.
in sand volleyball. He's the women's coach. He's
How about the body shaming about wearing the short shorts, the booty shorts? And the
I
chicks
think
are all
it's
mad.
bullshit. I'm gonna be honest, and I like them, but
Like
I
what?
was watching how short those shorts are. They're ridiculous. In every video, if you watch, did you guys watch any of the Olympics, especially the sand volleyball?
I did.
They
I
wear
watched it.
some kind of like grease on them so the sand doesn't stick. So their body's like glistening. These women they're ripped, but it's constant. Like the view, it's like they're bent over, and they get the camera gets right up in there. Then
I didn't see
and
it.
or their butt when.
No,
it's-
hold on.
and I
They
don't
were
care what
told
you say.
not to take those shots.
And I don't
was
care
reading an
what
article
you
about
say.
that.
I saw that same article.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
yeah.
guarantee they were still doing it because
Well, how do you not if that's basically what's
that's
going on?
They're selling sex with it. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
they're not going to say they are. They're saying that
I'm
they're
turning to my wife. I'm like, look at this. This is like porn. Seriously, it was. It's horrible.
Hey, here's
I
Ed.
don't know if you can see my face on the TV screen here in the live broadcast, but I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
see it.
yeah, we don't care.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, let's do this.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Beer is good.
Ziggy zaggy, ziggy zaggy. Oi, oi, oi.
So Eric's not here, so I'm gonna take his spot tonight for this week's beer of the week. It's not really a beer; it's called Diskin Cider.
You got to be kidding me. What? You guys are. Come on.
Diskin Cider.
Show that to the
Diskin
camera.
Cider. Diskin Cider.
Spell it for the group.
It used to be Dickens cider.
It's made in Nashville, Tennessee. It's called 615. It's a fruit tea cider, and it's pretty good.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
it smells
best
like
Dixon
crap.
cider I've had.
Try it. It's not bad.
It's apple orchard stuff.
Yeah, but it's not apple. It's
It's
like
a cider.
It's pretty good.
Is there any booze in it?
Yeah.
You know what's kind of like a
it's a
fall?
whiskey drink.
5%.
Holy crap.
It's a cider
yeah.
drink.
Let me read. It says shake, sip, and savor.
Did you shake it? Did
Shut
you
up.
shake
Let me
it?
read this.
Did you shake it though?
Think front porches, lakes, and fireflies. It's fruit tea and the added benefit of crisp, hard cider.
Snap,
Enjoy
crackle,
the
pop.
lively blend of pineapple, orange, and lemon combined with authentic southern tea. This baby is a Nashville original. Enjoy.
I need some hot chicken with it.
Ooh, good
You know
call.
what? This is like kind of
Some Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville hot.
kind of reminds me like of like almost like around Halloween time. The leaves are falling.
Ooh, warm it up with a little stick of
You
cinnamon.
know what? I think my wife would love some hot Dickens cider.
It's called Diskin Cider. Diskin.
That's what he said. That's what he said. He just kind of slurs his word a little funny.
Diskin Cider.
Why do we bring Ed back?
Yeah. Because of
Wait,
comments.
why do I
like,
come back to see Ed?
Because of comments like that.
Oh my God.
That's my gold. That's what
You better not tell anybody you're on this podcast.
that pays the
know.
bills, man.
Maybe I know. John Lynn, you and me, baby.
Diskin cider.
So what any other fun? I got that for Eric. So any other fun facts?
Oh yeah, you see the Cubs gave up 41 runs over a 3-game stretch. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well,
That's not very good. That's like I don't.
it's not very good. He said.
You were a math teacher, right, Petey?
I was.
That's like what, about 13 and a half runs a game?
So 3 games.
good.
That's great for the Bears. Bad for the Cubs.
How many games are left? Even was there like 38, probably, or so.
The Brewers are like 74 and 32,
I'm-
so that's 104. So do little subtractions, like 60 left.
No, it's too much.
No,
It
that's
can't
not.
be
That's not
60.
right.
That's can't
How
be
many
right.
in the season?
162, but there's
So subtract. There's like
we got to have
50?
40, 38 somewhere around there.
There's 72 and 40 something, right?
I thought they were like 72 and 35, but
Oh.
I could be wrong.
So it's about 30 some games, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 40.
Oh yeah, I had that
It's got-
totally wrong,
yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah, you do.
I'm calling right
Thank
now
you.
as a Cubs fan. I'm saying fire Ross. He's doing such a poor job. Only 40 games left. Hire Joe Biden because I bet they can win the next 56 games.
Who's counting? Do-do-do.
Oh, sorry.
I got one.
That was for the Trump fans out there.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
hey,
that was just
Petey,
too
I
easy.
gotta ask you, how many bottles of Malort do you think we went through at the Blade?
I heard you were giving them out for any fly out on the infield and any strikeouts.
Just
Is that true?
strikeouts only.
Wasn't fly
Strikeouts-
out on the infield.
Hey, you had a fly out on the infield. You had a choice of
You
gin
get
or
choice.
Malort.
And anybody pick Malort?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say 6 bottles for the weekend.
Jesus.
No,
Jesus.
no, it's got to be 2 or 3.
1 and like 15/16 probably.
Well, weren't you guys drinking it too?
No. I had one shot. I had one shot the whole week.
I was.
I did a gin.
Ed right off the bat.
I did a Malort and a gin right off the bat.
He
So
did.
I was assuming people would try it for the first time and you'd have
Oh,
like
some people
30.
did. Some
They
people
did. Yeah.
That's why I thought more bottles. I thought
it
more
was-
people would
it was
be
We
trying
went,
8:30 in the
we
morning.
went
I
through
was taking it easy.
a full bottle of gin and almost 2 bottles of Malort.
I think gin sucks, by the way. I don't know how anybody drinks that.
I'll
stuff.
drink Malort over that gin again.
Really?
Oh yeah, I didn't like it.
Huh?
You didn't like it?
That's
my-
interesting.
Back
my
in
breath
college,
smell good.
back in college, the old sipping on gin and juice was out, and we thought we were all cool trying to drink that. It's like drinking Pine Sol. I think that stuff is awful.
Yeah, I agree.
But
it's like
Malort's
it's like
worse,
I was in
but-
the woods today, and it was like I ran into a pine tree and then bit down. You know.
Oh, it's awful.
I got some more stuff though.
Mhm.
You got some more?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that right before the Olympics ended in Tokyo, there were like 10 people stabbed at that train station? Did you see that thing?
I did not.
Oh yeah, some guy went crazy with like a knife, and luckily nobody was killed or anything, you know. And it was everybody's, doing better. I just find it crazy that in a busy train station in Tokyo, in the middle of the day, hundreds of people around, not one frickin' person knew karate.
Karate.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Seriously, this guy's running around with a knife, and people are just like going, "Oh, I've watched movies." Everybody knows karate in movies. Not one
no, it's
person.
karate.
Oh, sorry.
You ever watch Cobra Kai?
Of course, I watch Cobra Kai.
Great show. Petey, anything?
Well, I made a Twitter post, and somebody named Graham Cracker Mertz replied back.
No, that's not really what he put. Graham
Cracker.
What was the post? What'd you write?
So they were saying, when's the last time you went to a Badger game where it was epic? And I said, I went to the Ohio State-Wisconsin game. It was on, I want to say a Thursday night. It was like the game of the week, maybe a Saturday night real late. And Wisconsin just trounced Ohio State.
Was that Melvin Gordon?
It was. And
Was that snow?
No,
The
I
snow,
think
his 300-yard game, the snow game?
No, it might have been rain on a third. It was like a Saturday night real
Okay.
late. It was a
But
game.
it was a
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon, yeah.
And it was like a 1 versus 3 idea or whatever, and the Badgers just trounced them. And so I posted that on there, and I said, I was at the game and it was beautiful. And this guy Graham Cracker Mertz responded back that he liked my reply. So I thought I was kind of laughing.
Graham Cracker Mertz.
I love it.
That's great.
That's his Twitter handle, or is that?
Yeah.
Do you have to put a pound sign after that, or what do
Are-
you do?
do you follow him now?
should.
I should.
You
after
should,
that,
man.
yeah.
Follow this guy. He might be.
He's probably that same guy in Sweden that keeps bothering us.
That's right. No, Norway.
Norway.
Wherever he was from.
So hey, I heard that Tyler Gilbert, right? He threw a no-hitter for the
Yes,
Diamondbacks.
first start in Major League history for him.
So,
for his history.
Yeah, well, there's like 3 other guys have done that
on their first start.
Yeah.
Yes.
The last one was 1953.
Babe
or something.
Ruth.
Right. Ted Breitenstein.
Oh, yep.
In
yep.
1891.
Willie, classmate.
Yep. Bumpus Jones.
Bumpus. The Bumpus' dog.
That's right.
Goddamn Bumpuses.
That's the only impression I got. Oh, Bumpuses, sons of bitches.
That's a good one.
1892.
Good job.
I can just hear people turning off.
And Bobo Holloman, 1953.
Yeah, it was 53. I saw that. I was amazed it was that long ago.
Bobo.
Jesus.
Hey, Pete, you got any other fun stuff from Graham Cracker Mertz? Oh, the Cubs lost 14-5 tonight.
Hey, look at
Jesus
that.
Christ.
They're gonna blow that 41 in 3 games.
Jesus.
I've got a would you rather.
Oh, I
yeah,
like
go ahead.
those.
Let's do it.
Okay. Would you rather coach a game wearing a suit or a polo?
That's stupid.
What would you
You
wear?
can put a polo underneath your suit.
What kind of
You
game
might-
is it?
Yeah, what game were you coaching?
You name it.
Well, I'm gonna
Football.
I look
A
good.
polo.
In a su- I'm going to tell you,
A
I
polo
look.
for-
I look really good in a suit, though. If it's like Mike Bjorn's, no, it covers my gut. A polo is not going to cover.
I'm gonna do
look at that's like a polo.
Oh my God, no, it's not.
I'm going to do a polo for football for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Suit for basketball.
Suit.
I do a polo for basketball.
Guys,
I got breaking news though from the Cubs zone. Again, this is still on Twitter. The Cubs and the Reds are playing next year's Field of Dreams game.
Oh, we're going. Ed, we're going to Field of Dreams next year.
Oh, I'm out.
Okay.
Road trip.
I'm out.
We're Cubs fans. You're not.
I want to see Field of Dreams.
Dyersville, Iowa.
Get
It's
your
not
own.
even the real.
10,000.
Now it's a new stadium, and
We'll stay at
across
the,
street.
we can stay at the casino and then go to the game.
I wonder if you could.
like Dubuque.
It's like 45 minutes away. Yeah.
Yeah,
wonder
the
if during-
Q. The Q.
Q. Yeah, we can
I've
stay
been there.
Yeah, we can stay there.
Do you think that you could get yourself in like one of those like army camo outfits, and then go hide out
In the corn?
What
I've got
And then pop
tiger
up-
stripes with me out in the truck. I
and
do.
pop up during the game? And
That's later for some disc insider.
I'm gonna bring this home for my wife.
Hey, I got one other question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be a mascot for a day or drive a Zamboni?
Hell yeah, Zamboni.
Zamboni all the
Zamboni.
way.
Can you be drinking on the Zamboni?
I'm gonna do the mascot.
You would be.
I was a
It's got
mascot.
Scott right
This
in
guy
it.
loved the mascots up at the NCAAs.
Oh yeah,
He didn't see a mascot he didn't like.
Yep.
And Willie liked the Michigan cheerleaders.
Am I stupid or not?
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
I wanted to do something with like fictional bar names we got to come up with here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like next week, maybe come up with a few because I've got like 27 now.
I like
You've
Pinstripe
been sitting on
Alley.
a pot a lot lately, haven't you?
Pinstripe Alley is mine.
Pinstripe Alley? I like that. Where's that in New York? I'm hoping.
That's his underwear.
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, the Cubs have
Brown
pinstripes
Street
too.
corner.
Skid Stripe Alley.
I had one for Willie. It was called Prunes and Cankles.
Old balls.
Old balls.
I got a lot of them. Let's do some next week. Come up with some bars that you would
I'll
like.
text
You know, you got to remember like singles bars. You're gonna have like some bars down by the water side. Like if you're in you're going to Tampa here in a couple months to go see the Bears. You know, like Bears or like bars you'd want to go to down in like Ybor City, say. You know, there's gonna be some.
Are
that,
these
like,
real or fake ones we're making up?
You're gonna make fake ones up.
Oh, we're making fake ones up. Okay.
Because if somebody uses this, we can hit them with a trademark, just like the
Coins.
That's
Sunnyside.
sounds a little gay, but yeah. I just had a burger at Sunnyside last week. Just a typical bar burger.
Just a typical.
Excellent.
Their burgers aren't bad. Yeah.
Just a regular bar burger.
They got solid.
I
food.
didn't need an egg and a whole bunch of other crap on it. It was just a regular burger. It was good.
Nice.
I was gonna go to my other bar right down the street from Sunnyside. It was Bill Cosby's Ale House.
You always hate eat the burger, forget where you were for a while.
Bill Cosby.
Boy, this beer's got a lot of head on it.
Bill Cosby's 1 drop, 2 drop.
See, that's where I'm going. See where I'm working on these here. Okay.
Let's see what else. Oh, now let's think right here.
I want to do Olympic events one of these days too. I wanted to do it when the Olympics were on.
Oh yeah.
Like Willie would of course want to Cube reintroduce.
Does anybody listen to this part of the show?
I did play Cube this
We're
weekend.
adding people.
Yeah.
Who got added? I just
I don't know.
Look at Hop. Softball. Softball.
Softball. That's it. Softball. His Tourette's took over. He typed that in. Softball.
If it was a bar, it should be softballs.
No, you know what? Hop passed out and Julie typed that in.
Well, that's your show tonight, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Hi, Julie.
Oh, that's great. I don't know how much more I got here. I've had a lot of time.
It was suit or polo. I think Julie, he's having a stroke. Quick, help him.
Somebody take away his keyboard.
That was like 20 minutes ago. That was 20 minutes ago we were talking about Suitor Polo. Unless that's his bar name, Suitor Polo.
Suitor.
How is that?
Oh, that's a good bar name.
Little Spoon, Big Spoon? What?
Oh, shit.
Hop softball.
That would be a good name of Hops Softballs.
No, it'd be Hop's House. That's what.
Yeah, the Hops House.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's no fun.
You walk in, they berate you, you have to leave. They scream at you and get out. This place has terrible fucking service.
Hey,
it is Hop's house.
Hey,
walked in, instead of sliding the beer down the bar, they threw it against the wall.
Speedy walks in, your fantasy team sucks.
One of the games they have is throw the ball over the backstop.
That's what I said. You didn't listen. I was trying to say they were throwing the beer right over the top of everybody,
Another game they play is Chug a Half Bottle Malort.
Oh, that's a horrible game. Well, we just lost another viewer.
He's never.
We love you, Hop.
Okay, we got to do closing thoughts. We have to watch Ted Lasso.
Oh, that's right. Hurry up.
So closing thoughts. Ed, any closing thoughts tonight?
Oh man, I did see they, tore that rock out of UW-Madison. I know we're Wisconsin guys.
Yeah,
but
pretty sad.
But they placed it on campus in another location.
Oh, so over there.
Never actually left.
Would they put him next to David Duke Hall?
They own they own a ton of land in the area.
I know they
and
do.
so they moved it from a prominent location where it was seen a lot
into like the conservatory.
Yeah, somewhere in the back there because I don't know how they
it's
get
so
rid of
ridiculous. I mean, this thing.
Well, I don't think it's ridiculous necessarily, but you didn't actually dispose of it. Like you're not. They didn't blow it up or crush it into little bits or anything.
It's a goddamn rock. Who gives a shit?
Well, it's symbolism. So, I mean.
It was only symbolism from a place that wasn't even involved with the university.
Whoa. What did I write to you after that? I wrote something.
I said, you know what the problem is? Is some rocks are just offensive. This one was very igneous.
Ignoramus.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's actually.
What did I write back to you? They go, yeah, you know what? I agree because I can't remember what I thought was pretty comical. What I wrote. Go closing. That's your closing thought about the rock.
Yeah, I got all kinds of.
I am so sick of construction. So sick of.
How sick are you?
I'll take the bait on that one. No, it's. Are we ever gonna fix that? Seriously,
fix
is there
what?
any road in town that's ever gonna open?
2
again?
years, it's gonna be awesome. I think.
They're gonna want to add a 6th lane
to everything.
Seriously though, it's insane around here.
Oh, it's terrible.
I couldn't get. Where did I go the other day? I had to go like across town but it was towards the interstate. Dude, I had to make like 4 different detours just to get there.
I know. It's awful.
If you now it's everything. I got to get to 31 and then 31 and split off somewhere, and hopefully I can get there. It's nuts.
Yeah,
this is as crazy as I've ever seen it, though.
Yeah, when it's all done, it'll be great. They'll start new ones.
It will, yeah. No kidding.
22nd Avenue is nothing but a.
It's getting better. It's almost
30th,
done.
30th has been sitting there for the whole time.
Yeah. Right. It hasn't been nothing
there's
done.
There's no crew even.
In 30th, they've cut the lines because that whole neighborhood was out of power for like 2 days. When people lost power for the storm,
yeah,
that whole area was already in a predetermined blackout because something with the line with a gas leak or they cut the line or something. So that area's been just destroyed over there.
So that's what I wrote to you after we wrote that about the rock. That rock was an asshole about time. There's a pine tree that looked at me the wrong way in Madison one time. I started a petition to cut that bitch down.
I remember that.
And then you wrote, rocks can be so igneous. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, any closing?
Well, they're not metamorphic anymore,
Well, any closing thoughts, Willie?
Guys, it's so good to see you guys again. I missed you all last week.
Well, it's nice for you to return one of our 42 texts.
I know I did. I actually paid attention. Pay attention. That's for our friend Tim Clino.
Good old Timmy Clino. Why are Facebook's not working tonight? Oh, that's working. No,
hey,
it wasn't working, but it's working.
Real quick, how did Export do in the tournament? I know Van Willigan was back in town.
They won 1 and lost 2, I think.
They said Putty was out there.
And Van Willigan hit a home run. He hit a dinger.
Putty played with him, right?
Yeah, Putty played. Yeah, made a nice little diving.
What did you say? He strutted into second base.
Yeah, he strutted. He struts in the second base. He was like had a bad hammy, so he was like. Yeah. I was gonna say he pimp walked, but I don't want to say that. So
this is at the Blade.
Yeah,
at the Blade. Yeah.
When I'm gonna tell you, I was up at 911 for that 45 minutes. I was waiting for those tacos.
You said it wrong.
I turned around and I swear I forget who was standing. I think it was Glenn. And I was like, that looks like Van Willigan over there.
Yeah, it was him.
And I haven't seen him forever. And if he's a listener of the show,
Did Whammer play with them?
no.
Oh, he didn't.
No,
I
Whammer
would've
didn't come
swore.
out.
No, Whammer was out there.
I would have swore.
Oh, they were
Whammer
out of
would've
town.
played.
They were in Door County. I saw.
Oh,
them.
were they?
So, yeah, they were in
Okay.
Door County. Yeah.
Well, we got to do. Van Willigan's a Southport school guy. When we grew up, we all played at Southport School. There was a ton of us, and there was a lot of kids in that neighborhood. And one of these years, I want to get back and play one more game, like in our 35th, 40th anniversary.
The girls are grown up, Ed. They don't want to.
Dude, the fences, they're pretty short over there now. And the tree fell down because it got old. But I think, so we'd have like he's one of the guys I got to get a hold of.
What about Gavin Sillenpaw? Was he around? Is that how you
He
say it?
was.
Garrett
there.
Sillenbaugh, he played right field for him.
And he wouldn't drink his shot. But
Did he catch one?
No,
did he
I didn't see a
catch
ball
one?
hit to him at all.
Damn, I missed that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how the hell that guy ever caught a ball.
He looks like he's about 110, 105 pounds.
Todd Andrews throwing.
Todd Andrews was playing.
Was
Yeah.
he pitching?
No. Who
Who'd they
pitched
have?
for them?
Castabli.
no,
No, Kasabi didn't play, did he?
Oh, he did?
Kasabi caught.
John.
Oh, he did catch.
DeMario?
No, it was.
Demar wasn't there. He's on vacation.
Oh,
too.
he
That's what I
wasn't?
saw,
Yeah.
Wow,
Who
who
the
was
hell
who
pitched
was
for
left
him?
for export?
Miller was there.
Tom Miller was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think who put.
Did Tisdale play?
Was it? Who's the third baseman?
Benny Hill.
Oh, Benny.
Greg, he was there. Greg
Greg
Hill was
Hill?
there.
Yep.
But he played shortstop. Who played short from? I don't remember all this.
Wow.
Where's the book at?
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
man,
know.
I missed that
Oh, that's
game.
pretty cool.
It was good to see those guys.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
I like to see the old
They
style
must have
team
been
come
right
out.
as like I said, right when I was leaving, because I saw Van Willigan. I'm like, that can't be Van Willigan. He's got to be retired by now. He's like 50. No offense.
That's it.
No, sorry.
That's all you got.
You're 50, aren't you retired?
Well, shit, I'm barely older than you, Petey.
How old are you?
I'll
47.
be 48 this year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yikes. Okay, so that's it, guys.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that.
Pensick?
Brad Pensick.
Oh, Brad Pensick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Dude,
played
wow, that's-
short.
That's an old
Yeah,
name.
No,
too.
his. Oh, you know what played with him? No,
Al.
Castalbi's son played. Yeah, Al
Yeah,
Pensick played, and
and-
Castalbi's son played
yes,
midfield
yes,
for him.
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
because they didn't play with the other team. They played with this. They played on that team. Yeah. So. Okay. Well, let's.
Actually,
That's a good show.
Hop played quite well.
Did he strike out once?
Hey,
He did.
He had to do a Malort, or maybe he popped out.
I want Shannon to get the old Earls Club back
remember
together.
he kicked the bucket and hit someone's girlfriend? Yeah.
Was Shannon Rollins around? Did he bring? Can he get the Earls Club? Group
Shannon was there.
Shannon was
Yeah,
there,
he
but
was
he's hanging
there.
out. He
Yeah.
was hanging out. I
It'd be
saw
cool
him.
if
and
he
I
got
talked
his
to him
group
a lot.
together.
He was
Kessler and them.
he was just sitting up in the stands.
Yeah. He tore his Achilles a few years back, but
Yep.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he's fine now. I don't know.
Huh.
Okay, guys. Well,
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah. Ed, thanks for being here. Petey, thanks for stopping in again.
Yeah, maybe you'll have me back after our draft, and we can actually talk about things we liked about our draft and things we didn't. That
Oh,
kind
there
of
you go.
thing.
Yeah, good
We
call.
got a rookie
Maybe.
draft this week.
And he said he popped
On
out the
Friday.
second and did gin.
And he's still burping it.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks a lot.
Good times. Thanks.
Yep. Once again, we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. For Ed, Pete, and Willie, and myself, Scott, you guys have a great week. And everybody take care.
Hold up the can.
I hate goodbyes.
Sorry, folks. Park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us. So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this city's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Bye, Felicia.
Kids, there's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
I'll give him more buys and highs.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.